So far on our adventures, well, how much have we accomplished versus how much have we done? Those are two different questions, really. Because truthfully, other than putting on a pretty spectacular opening show for the Circus of Wayward Wonders, we've just kind of been called upon since then to help out with the nearby town of Aberton we were performing for. They've got some issues. They got an assortment of issues. And two primary ones largely seeming to overlap. There was a druid by the name of Ariad. Didn't seem to be too happy with Aberton for some reason, or the circus, and has sown some malign animal forces, we'll say, throughout the area. We have dealt with some enraged boars edging into the town. We have dealt with a massive swarm of wasps. But there's still a couple of other cases that may or may not even be related. There's a family, the miller, that own the mill rather, that have just disappeared into the blue. The Hoftons just gone. And there is a large gang of sorts, the muggers, that operate out of the Mad Mug on the southeast side of the town, which are just becoming more and more of a problem. And given that the town sheriff has also seemingly just disappeared into the ether, they are, well, we can't take the risk of them seizing that opportunity to embolden themselves, to become more brash, to try to, do anything while there's literally no law to stop them. So, this past morning, the Circus of Wayward Wonders, you four gathered together, readied yourselves, and after a quick stop at the shop in town, headed down to the Mad Mug to investigate. You tried to get Zerg, but he seemed to be a little otherwise occupied in the sideshow wagon. Not really positive what's going on over in there, but we could faintly hear Zerg also fucks in the distance. So it's just the four of you. And as we left off, you were just approaching the Mad Mug itself. And now this building is pretty largely plain. A squat little one-story simple wooden structure with a real broad front porch that just runs alongside the road. There's a sign, not so much hanging as just kind of attached onto the front, alongside the front windows, with a cartoonish foaming beer mug with a furiously angry expression carved into the glass. The contents of whatever is inside literally steaming. And as you came over, you could see there was a group of 4 or so men just sort of hanging out on the porch. And as you came closer, they noticed you and turned. You would recognize, those of you who were there at the time, 2 of them are the pair that you had to quite literally knock out and drag out of the circus during your opening night. As you come forth, the man of that seemingly happy married couple motions the rest of his followers and stepped down off the porch, raising an accusatory finger. Aye! You're the circus lot from the other day. Ain't nothing hereabouts merits a visit from the likes of you.
Oh shit, hi Bob, how's the eye?
His buddies, well, they look like they do find that kind of amusing, are a little afraid to show it, really. And they all come a little bit closer here.
It's okay, posturing. You can laugh, it was funny.
Making themselves all large. Behind him, the woman that was at the show with him kind of pokes around his shoulder. We ain't gonna take that. Get in there, kick her ass. And he looks at her, looks out the group of you all together with all your armor and weapons. And these guys look unarmed. They're just in street clothes and nothing really protective, no weapons on them. So they're a little, understandably, hesitant. And their leader, called out as such, looks uncertain.
Don't worry, we won't stab you or maim you. Probably. I can't guarantee the lizard. But you have my Scout's honor. I'll lift up 3 fingers.
Wait, this is the fellow that... This is the guy that you said that you just, like, totally decked.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He went down like a sack of shit. It didn't even take 6 seconds.
And
man.
He just steps forward, fingers still raised, pointed up to Selwyn. Hey, you little shit! You caught me unawares from below. Why don't you step up and put your money where your mouth is?
I would step up. I feel like she's already done that. I feel like...
Also, you punched me first. Not sure how I was the one getting you unawares.
Selwyn, I believe this person wants to do you harm.
It's okay.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. No, wait. Can I choose a champion? Is this how this works? I've always wanted to do this.
He looks like bewildered, like he doesn't understand what's happening here. This is not the reaction he is used to. But Lizard stepping forward up with him and the rest of you all kind of hanging back here. Selwyn babbling about champions and whatever the fuck she's going on about. He does not know how to address this, and he's trying to maintain his composure, his kind of posture here. But he definitely knows he's losing control of the situation. And he looks at Lizard Man, since you're the closest now. Looks you up and down. I don't know what right sort of creature you are, but you best be skedaddling. You got no
lizard.
business here.
Lizard. Like, I've got teeth and claws and stuff. It's pretty straightforward. I'd, like, walk up to him, and I'd show him my teeth, like, and, like, the claws, like, ding, ding, ding. Show him my claws. Lizard.
They say we're done.
Yeah. You have everything up there, maybe a little short.
And the guy up on the porch in the corner here, looking down. You get a lot closer. I'd like to take a couple of them scales and teeth as trophies.
I could take some of your teeth as trophies too. Could just be a fair trade.
The guy up in the front kind of thumbs his nose, not willing to back down from you here. Says, all right then. You're not willing to leave? We carry out. And cocks back a fist, just ready to throw a punch here. Wise decision? Maybe not. But initiative, definitely.
I think this is my favorite opening to a combat ever.
Oh no.
Pretty fantastic.
I feel bad.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you feel bad, it's only because, well, I mean, it's 4 unarmed dudes.
I keep rolling perception like an
Initiative!
idiot. I know! It's so hard.
It's a separate thing! Selwyn.
I know, but it's like, it's rolling for perception for initiative. The one says perception.
Okay, so we got
Alright,
the list
it's
here.
hard. It's not easy.
Life is super challenging. What order do they have these in? Because one of them is super ready, and I think the dude directly in front of you is relatively. But Lizard Man, understandably, as you're standing in the front here, he's clearly just getting ready to throw a punch. You're right in front of him. He's not subtle about it. He's not particularly quick. He's like rolling his fist back to haymaker you like a cartoon character. Like I almost expecting you not to do anything about it.
So you're going to pick me up and throw me out, you say? You know I'm a strong man. I'm going to pick him up and throw him over my shoulder. Like just potato sack. Like he pulls his hand back as he leans forward, I'm just gonna have him up on my shoulder
Oh my
and
god,
just pick him up.
Time to spank him.
Yes. Put him on the shoulder.
Make me an athletics check.
Okay, let's see here.
Oh.
14.
So with the 14, as you reach down to grab him, still somewhat bewildered and really unclear on what you're doing. He, with a just confused expression, mouth just actually slack-jawed, hops back a step, still cocking his fist up out of your grasp.
And I'm like, no, see, no, look. Now I go forward and I try and pick him up again. So I will, do I make another athletics?
Yes, but it is -5.
Oh, there's nearly a 19. That would be, it's like a 13.
With a 17. Oh yeah, that's not a
-5.
-5, right?
Yeah.
So 13. Yeah. Again, you're just reaching for him.
Yeah.
More to make a point than being fast, and he's not just letting you do it. He is still a fairly large dude, and he backs away and scoots around, uses his other hand to kind of push your claws out of the way. Stop that!
No, like no, you're totally, I'm the strong man and I can lift you. I don't think you can lift me, is what I'm saying here. And I would stand there and I'd be like, try me. And I'd just sit there and wait for him.
I love it.
Oh, the lizard man goes crazy.
So, the last attack, you don't even take your last attack, you just stand there.
I stand there
Selwyn.
like kind of like just ready for being picked up.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna hold until after she needs to. So, well, you're hurt, the lizard.
Gonna let them go. So, this guy, not guy, the lady in the back here, the back of the first is the wife of this man. She was the other one. The two that were that you saw at the circus show, the two that are reacting the first here. And she is just going to scoot right on by this. Up directly to Selwyn.
Wait, that's illegal.
Wasting no time. She mad. What's your AC?
My AC is 19.
Alrighty. So coming in, running with a fist, she is gonna deck you. So this is the same shit that was going down at the circus. They're gonna run in and throw hands first. And you are going to take 4 non-lethal damage.
Right.
And then she is going to just swing again. Infuriated by how this ended last time. But she puts all this running weight behind the first punch, and you're fairly easy able to avoid away from the second. Do you want to step in, or do you want to let the other guy go?
I would like to step in here.
Go Selwyn.
Well, that's just very rude. And I'll twin feint her.
You got her husband last time, so it's her turn.
Yep. First attack is a 20.
20 will hit.
Alright.
And
Then,
Not again.
it's not a crit.
no.
But,
and second attack is on another 20, but she's flat-footed.
Yep, and 20 versus flat-footed, still not gonna crit. So you clock her for 7, and then
Walk her
10.
for another 10, yeah.
And with once again, you take this one
No.
punch and dip back. You
Yeah.
deck her.
Yes! Oh my god!
Then, even still with the momentum from running forward, she like crashes forward into the ground next to you. Just an instant nap.
I basically, like, as she's running to me, I kick her in the knee so, like, she goes down, backflip up, smack her out with the foot on the way up, and she just flies past.
So, this man.
I have another action.
Oh, you do have one action. That's only 2. That's right. You said it was only 2 actions.
And I'll look at the husband. Alright, that's what happens when you don't play fair. Now lift that fucking lizard, and I'll intimidate him.
No, lift that fucking lizard!
That is
23.
a critical success.
Oh my
so
god.
he is frightened too. As it comes around to him, as he sees his wife run around in this tiny gnome, who proves it was not in fact a fluke by instantly decking his wife, who just skids unconscious into the dirt. He looks out back and forth, his fist still up. and he's just gonna punch you. Like, just, you got your arms wide, just punch you right across the face is what he's going for. What's your AC, Lizard?
19.
A natural one. So,
Oh man. Oh man.
so he's sitting there, come on, pick me up. And he's just confused. Just thuds into your scales. You don't move at all. You can see visible sweat form on this guy's forehead. His eyes kind of go wide. He looks to his friends on the porch. And he's gonna step back and just motion to the porch. Come on! Get him! Get in here! Aura.
You know, I'm just
Don't set him on fire! Don't set him on fire!
I'm not that stupid. I
Yes,
pull
you
out
are.
my
Don't
sling,
fucking lie
put a
to me.
rock in the sling, and sling a rock at the closest guy.
So you are aware the sling is not non-lethal.
I'm gonna sling it as non-lethal. Can I do that?
You can't non-lethal a ranged weapon. You can... Ranged weapons and spells do what they say they do. Melee weapons, you can non-lethal, but a sling is flinging rocks pretty strong. It's not a non-lethal attack.
I'm gonna cast Fear on him then.
I'm gonna...
For fuck's sake.
that is less non-lethal than the sling.
That's about the best it gets.
Okay, you know what? Here's what I'll give you. With a sling, I would let you not, because you have sling bullets, right, that you have on
Yeah.
you. I would let you just sling like a flat stone or like a clump of dirt or mud non-lethally, rather than actually using one of your sling bullets. If you you can do that, because I would say you could, because you can't like non-lethal it though. But I would say you can reasonably non-lethal with this. It's a -2 penalty to the attack roll.
These kids get hit by slings all the time. Right? Slingshots, anyways.
It's not a slingshot, it's a sling. It's like the thing you spin around and fling a rock out of.
Oh no.
Who is this at?
The closest one to me.
On the corner of the porch here?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's natural 20. So,
No.
Um,
Didn't even get out of the chair. Just come.
no, he got out of his chair, walked over to the corner.
Oh, okay. That sucks. The adventure we just went on there.
1 damage, doubled to 2 damage. The mightiest of critical hits. As you see this like flat stone kind of just chip across his shoulder, and he staggers a bit, looks up at you. But back it is the leader here who's shot calling. So that's 2 actions. Drawing to oh, that's all 3. Drawing it, loading it, and slinging. Yeah, that's all 3 of them. Arbus.
Okay, so all
What
this
a
is
crit.
happening. I'm just sort of like looking at the sky, like looking around, watching I'm not really paying attention to anything's really going on, but I heard what Selwyn said. I heard that much at least. So I'm gonna start skipping over here, moving just next to Aura, just sort of skipping with my hands behind my back. Do a couple spins as I'm humming some song I heard randomly, and I'm gonna look at the guy that was in front of the lizard with my hands behind my back still, and squeeze my fist closed, and I'm gonna say, "She said pick up the fucking lizard," and I'm gonna cast Tanglefoot on him.
Cast what?
Tanglefoot.
Oh my god. Okay. 18 definitely hits. So, what does that do? Remind me what that does.
Why doesn't it say?
It definitely doesn't say. So with a success, he has a -10 penalty to his speed. So he is now like grasped by weeds, rooting up through the worn, matted dirt in front of the porch here in the walkway. Clovers and dandelions winding around his ankles and grabbing at him as he looks down in fear and horror. guy on the corner of the porch is pissed. He's gonna jump this fence and run straight at Ara.
Oh no.
There's not
He's
some
not gonna
provoke
use
from
the arrow.
Lizard Man if you wanna.
I'm
Take
still
that.
standing here majestically.
You just-
Like,
Oh.
I'm waiting for this man to pick me up.
Ara, what's your AC, buddy?
16.
16, you say.
16, he says.
All right, so he's gonna come down and he is going to drop a fist on this little mudslinging potato. And he is going to hit you for 6. And then immediately follow that up with his other hand. Which you're going to be able to dip under. He's only going to catch you once. The second guy, seeing what's happening to his leader, seeing Lizard Man just standing there as all of this sort of happens around him here. Well, he's going to step forward, and he is not going to acquiesce to your request. He is also going to attempt to punch the lizard. So, 19, you said, Lizard Man?
Still 19, yep.
Still just standing there. He is not going to manage to do any damage. Second punch, also not going to do any damage. So he's going to let forth
Jeez.
1 and then 2 fists just into your body against your armor. You're wearing scale mail. He's just punching your scale mail completely uselessly. Like, you can feel it, sure, but it's not doing any form of actual mechanical damage to you. And then, as we wrap around the end of the first round here, in the distance, sprinting furiously towards whatever is happening here, still hopping along as he tries to pull his leotard around, you see Zerg in the distance, sprinting down the road.
I'm late. I'm late.
Zerg coming.
Why don't you roll some initiative to get in here, Zerg?
What? What was the question?
Oh, initiative, initiative.
Initiative, sir!
Initiative. Yes.
Roll the
Yes, Zerg
Yeah.
rolling. Give Zerg a second. Roll 20 not open yet.
Don't worry, buddy.
Don't worry, I can do this. Probably. Let me navigate to your character sheet.
Got you.
Oh, right. How cool is access to everybody's sheet? All right, Zerg's in here. It takes Zerg
yeah.
a second before he gets here. Lizard Man.
I would. Hey, Zig, this guy says he can lift me. He says he's stronger than us. And the other guy just punched the plant. Did you punch the plant? And I would,
Guy behind
turn
you
around.
is currently punching the crap out of your plant.
And I would, instead of looking at these two guys who are clearly inept, I'm gonna step up to the. Excuse me, sir. And I would try and lift this guy. Someday this is gonna work, I swear.
Give me your athletics.
Oh no! Are you kidding me? Okay, I had to re-roll that. Come on, guys. Okay,
Yeah,
session
session
re-roll.
reroll.
And
Oh.
19.
So the 19, you grab hold of him. He's turned away from you, and he's still a pretty big dude. You grab him around the middle and kind of pull him back from the plant. He definitely turns his attention to you, but you don't quite heft him overhead. But you got a hold of him.
Okay, so and then I'm going to just shove him back. I have a hold of him, and I'm just gonna shove him back, trying to get like back off, you idiot.
Okay.
So
That
Is
would
that just-
still be another athletics to shove him. I think
okay.
because there's nothing inherently that I know of. He's flat-footed, which means it's easier because you're grabbing onto him.
yeah. So let me see. 15. Not rolling spectacularly with these.
Okay, you would grab him, pull him back, and just push him back away from this plant, where he stumbles backwards, kind of towards Arabis. That one.
All right, boys, change the plans. We knocked the rest out, and then we forced the contest. I'll move up. Sir, I believe you're approaching my druid, and I do not care for this.
He's been shoved towards your druid. He didn't make this choice.
Hey, not my fault.
History is written by the victors, and I'm here to win.
Wow.
26.
Fucking wonderful.
26 will critically hit.
That's a 14. Is he still up?
No. He's...
Jesus. Are you sure you're not Mike Tyson?
The man is not taking a 14 damage punch and staying standing. Absolutely not. Selwyn handing out naps. It leaves you
Sir,
with...
I will give you one more chance to leave the field, and I'll try to intimidate this man down here.
The one who's the second to step forward.
Or 14.
14. He's very not
Wow.
sure. Both of these guys here are pretty spooked at the moment. So
And I'll cast you. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I don't have my reactions. I'll move as well. Yeah.
this leader, his plants are grasping up at him. He's gonna pull himself up out of this, back up onto the porch. And it seems like it takes all the effort he can muster to get up here. And then panic, turn back to the rest of you. I advise you leave. Cut your losses while you're ahead, lads. Yeah. Then turns towards the door, and just still clearly in a panic, starts just yelling out, "Una! Una, help!"
Get back here. We have a contest to finish.
Ara.
I'm gonna reach down, grab a clump of dirt off the ground, and sling it at him now.
And who's him?
It's the one that was just yelling for his mama.
Okay, he's about upon the porch.
Wait, no, you can't knock him out.
I can't knock him out.
No, we need him. We need the contest.
Oh, we're singing anyways.
Nah, for
23 total.
23 is going. Is this non-lethal?
Yeah, non-lethal,
Wait.
so 21.
21. 21 will hit. And you'll hit him for 4 non-lethal damage. As this cracks him in the back of the head. And he staggers him further towards the door. And you can see a bit of blood running out, but he's a bit woozy. These guys are not particularly sturdy. And that leaves you with 1 action.
I kind of look around like, I really don't like using this thing. I'm not very good with it.
Hey, you're doing
Throw
great.
it, throw it on the ground.
Zerg. Zerg, you're up.
Oh, okay. Who is standing up currently? Anyone?
The 2 people
Guy
near
next-
the porch, the one
Yeah.
on the porch and the one in front of the porch are both standing. The other 2 have come forward and were literally instantly knocked unconscious. So,
Brilliant. Brilliant.
by Selwyn both.
This guy here, what's he doing? The one closest to Lizard Man. My
He's
apologies.
punching Lizard Man. Is what he's been up to. As you run up, it looks like he's
Ineptly,
currently ineptly. He's beating Lizard Man. Like going for the body shots while he's wearing his scale mail, and Lizard Man has literally just turned around and walked away from him and shoved the other guy. This dude's still just punching Lizard Man in the back and doing nothing. But he's punching him.
Well, nobody punches my lizard. No, nobody. Not a person. Zerg, can I sudden charge up to this guy?
Certainly can.
Good, because I'm gonna spear tackle him.
My
First
God,
thing
that
I'm saying
man's
is this
broken
guy.
You've had a hell of a running start at this point.
Yeah.
And you run into this and just straight at this guy. What spear tackle? What's your priority with the spear tackle? Grabbing him or knocking him down?
Knocking him down.
All right, roll me an athletics check. It's athletics either way.
Oh, natural 20. He had a lot of momentum.
He did. He's just like He Zerg comes blowing in. With that critical success, I will give you prone and grappled. You get both.
Oh, awesome.
You tackle this dude to the floor.
Fair.
And you got one
Nobody
action left.
touches my lizard. Oh, cool.
That's because that's the point. Sudden charge is only 2 actions. You still have one. You tackle this dude to the ground.
Tackle this dude to the ground. What? I guess I'm sitting on top of this guy now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Now I'm torn between angry punch or little slap. We're gonna go with punch. Punch in the face. Bam.
There's a -4 because it is your. Because that first thing I did was an attack, so this is your second attack. So it's 21 to 19, but this dude is prone and frightened and grabbed. So that's still a critical success. So
Shit.
these guys aren't wearing armor or anything. They're just like dudes in clothes. Like so, you tap him on the ground and just punch him. Not even raging, just strongest man alive punch. And knock him instantly unconscious. Okay.
Don't touch my lizard.
Arvis.
All right. So that's the wind. Somebody just showed up. I don't know what's going on. I'm twirling around, looking at the sky, humming to myself, and then I'm gonna skip away. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Over to this door, just sort of skipping and humming my song, and just sort of look. I want to look in the window.
Okay.
Like very sneakily.
So you just kind of come up and peer up into the corner of this window.
Still humming my song, by the way.
Up in somewhat sneakily, peering up into the window of the Mad Mug here. And you look in to what just looks like a fairly mundane bedroom. Bare wooden floors, not spectacularly well kept. Some clothes and odds and ends tossed around, seemingly largely heaped in one pile underneath the window. A double bed to your right and a wardrobe to your left. A door leading into the main of the tavern across on the other side, but it just looks like a bedroom.
Ooh, I think I have one more. Can I open the window?
You know what? Sure. I can't imagine these people are concerned enough to lock their windows, so you open the window.
That's me.
So takes us back to Lizard, man.
Okay, so hey Zig, good to see ya. As I walk past this man whose head is almost crushed through the wooden, I want to just step over him. Step over. So, mister, we're getting this over with, do we need... So what's really gonna happen now, is my question, as I talk to this guy.
So you're getting a little closer to the porch here. First of all, you can see inside the windows a bit. There's quite a few people inside. On the northern side of the building here on your left, through this window closest to you, you can see what appears to be another man and a dwarven woman seated around a table with a half-orc wearing an apron stood next to them. There's at least a couple people back behind the bar on the other side of the building, in the far back right corner. But this is just what you can see through the porch windows from here. This man doesn't respond to you at all and just as desperately lunges for the front door in what appears to be a blind panic.
If only he were one step closer. I would. So he's like not next to the door. I can't like open the door and smack him in the face with it.
He's not quite through the door yet, no.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
Coming into the porch.
Okay, I swear to God this is gonna work. I'm going to lift this man.
Never give up.
No! The
Gave up.
dice!
Never
Well,
give up, never surrender. So
Well-
as you reach through to grab him, in his panic now, he just kicks out backwards with his leg, knocking you over.
and then I guess I'll get up. Like,
Selwyn.
I'm gonna move down here, hop over the porch.
this guy's real slippery.
Hey,
right, Bob,
thanks
I've
for
given
using
you
the Humble
every-
Bundle link.
I have given you every opportunity to acquiesce to my very reasonable request, even after your wife punched me, or misses, or otherwise. Now I believe you've deserved this, and I'll punch him.
Walk up, calmly introduce yourself, and punch him.
A 12 on the first,
12 is not gonna do it.
and a 24 on the fainted.
20.
Sorry, 20. Yes.
20 on the fainted will do it. And with a 6 damage punch,
10 damage.
10
punch.
damage punch, you knock him as well unconscious as his momentum carries him forward. He slams into the wooden door and just crumples down right in front of it. And
Well, that one.
with the last of them biting the dust here, area seems to fall a bit quieter.
Okay, this. Glad of you to join us, Zig.
You alright there, Slick?
Zerg, are you okay?
I don't so good with running.
Yeah, running
I
sucks.
sound like not Zurich, but almost a governor somewhere. I don't know. I'm okay. What happened? Sorry, I got lost on the way to the.
Yeah, you got
Sorry.
lost on the way to your pants. So, I guess.
The cover story
we
used is that you were busy still banging Uvo when everyone left this morning.
Double tired.
Oh.
Okay.
The barbarian rage fatigue. I see.
So this guy was like calling for his mum or something. So maybe we should bring him to his mum. I don't know. He seemed pretty desperate.
Sure. Before that, sir, question: do you turn into a monkey when you have sex?
Ask me later. We'll find out yourself.
Oh.
Selwyn sees her life flash before her eyes for a brief moment.
So first of all, we gotta pull this man out. Get him up. We can spend 10 minutes. The rest can lie in the dirt. We'll get Gray to get him on his feet, and then we'll get the strength contest finished. Right? Sound good?
As you're talking
Yes.
here, the front door swings open, and you
Greetings,
have
citizen. We have saved you.
this half-orc here wearing a real messy, just plain leather apron, kind of looking at the group of you, everyone unconscious on the ground, just literally strewn in a 30-foot area around up the road from where you'd approached. And just
Hello?
motions towards inside.
Right. I'll
Steps
step
back out of the
over
way of the door.
The slump body.
Okay. As I go by, can I grab this unconscious man by his belt and just heft him inside? Or is that too much for my stupid lizard hands?
You can handle that one. You step in and toss this unconscious body in front of you. And as you come in here, you see there was another resident of this little establishment. This fairly simple tavern, but warm and cozy, sprawled out in front of you, mostly empty. This one table seems to be the only one occupied. In addition to the heavily tattooed dwarven woman and the other man sitting there, there was a goat. There is a goat
I like goats.
standing next to the table near the door. As you toss this man in, as you step through, and his unconscious body kind of rolls in front of this goat. The goat hops back a bit before nosing forward up to the unconscious man,
Oh, sorry, goat. Didn't mean to throw it at
biting
you.
his sleeve, and start just kind of yank on it.
Yeah,
which the dwarven
goat.
woman-
I like this goat.
Slaps the goat's ass. Aye! None of that now.
Which one of you is Una?
And the dwarf woman just kind of puts her head up. Zergar, what are you guys doing outside? Are you coming in or?
What
I'm hoping to see Arvis. I'm hoping to see Arvis from the other side.
While this is developing, what are the rest of you guys doing? Because Ara and Zerg still seem to be chilling. Arvis, is last I heard, was fucking coming in a window.
I'd like to come in the window.
Arvis climbs into the window.
And
Zerg's in the door, just still catching his breath,
Just like at the edge of the porch.
like holding on to the like a beam.
And there's a handrail around the outside of the porch, so you're just on the edge of it, panting.
Yeah.
So the dwarf puts her head up a bit. Oi! Who's asking?
I'll point down. That guy.
Well, I heard him. I already knew he was here. You lot I don't recognize. What, you circus freaks? You at the show?
Yes.
Yep, that's
Yes,
us.
we are the Circus of Wayward Wonders here, representing the great mayor. Fuck, what was his name?
It's that guy. He's like kind of funny looking.
Yeah, he has a hat.
You know the one.
I would tell
there's
you, but I
probably-
feel like in character you probably wouldn't remember.
No,
his name.
absolutely. I don't
Absolutely
wanna
not.
know, yeah.
0% chance.
Yeah. Anyway, big hat, important guy.
Yeah,
Hurt
he seemed like
disturbances?
kind of dull, kind of a dull guy maybe.
Shh, that's not nice.
Oh.
It's also
Aye.
unimportant. Yeah.
Mayor Holden, I know him. We know of him. You got a new
well,
sheriff in town. He hiring clowns to do his business.
Well, partially, yes.
As you're looking around here, she is talking. The guy who's sitting next to her just kind of has his hands around a mug in front of him and is just staring at the group you through the door. The two behind the counter, the human man and woman. The woman is just polishing a glass, and she hasn't really moved or even changed the spot she's cleaning since you've come in. And she's just sort of looking back and forth between the group, a little wide-eyed, clearly concerned. The man, meanwhile, back by some kegs behind the counter, is just sort of standing there, almost as behind the kegs as he can be, trying to be as out of the way near the hearth in the corner as physically possible.
Right. Can we have 2 mugs of ale?
And
Yeah, you don't seem like a bad sort.
3 mugs. 3.
Perfect.
Yeah. I don't have to plant drinks actually. Hey, where is Arvis? Arvis, where do you?
Where is Faye?
Arvis.
Arvis, so what's going on?
I would be rummaging through the room, looking for anything that I would think that Selwyn would find valuable.
So
What a good
in
girl.
here, I mean, and the wardrobe is almost exclusively just full of fairly simple, cheap clothing. One side of it full of what are pretty obviously men's outfits, and the other women's. There's no fancy dresses or suits to be found. It seems like they're simple folk without a whole lot of coin, really. It's the tavern on the outskirts of Aberton. They don't have a lot. Rummaging through the rest of their stuff, you can find a small purse in the table next to the bed, with a few copper and silver pieces in it, as well as what appears to be a small painting laid on the side next to a candle in a tin tray of just a man and a woman that you have not seen yet, so it don't look like anything to you. A red-haired woman and a man with short, cropped black hair standing a good foot and a half over her. I don't know if there's anything of there's some simple tools back here as well, a few books. I don't know what you would think is to be of interest to Selwyn.
Well, I think that she would enjoy this painting. So can I like set this painting outside the window I came in? Just like
So you take the little painting of the couple off of their bedside table and just put it on the ground outside the window. It's not like in a frame or anything. It's just a little bit of clean vellum with this painting drawn on it, and just a very simple ground and almost flat colored background around them, with the much beyond that being left blank.
And I'll sit there and think, trying to remember. She said I should not be seen. Should I? Just trying to figure out what I should do. Should I go back out the window I came in, or I'm just gonna open the door and go into this way?
Just leave the painting outside.
Yes.
This door here?
The one I was in front of, so this one, I guess.
Again, window.
Oh, that's the window. Good. All right, I meant the
She
door.
doesn't know how people work.
What is a
This
window?
is a window.
This is
a door.
I need
Window.
to zoom in.
Door.
My cataracts is getting
Window.
wild, boys.
So you want to go through the door or back out the window?
Let's go out the window. Yeah, let's go out the window. Change my
Okay,
mind.
so Arvis climbs back out the window like a strange animal. Meanwhile, Zerg is asking for a third mug. There's a little silence. Falls over the common room here.
Is there a problem?
Do not
And,
serve
no,
ale.
nobody replies. The people at the bar don't respond to you immediately. And Una turns to look to the half-orc standing next to you. What, you been struck deaf, Rolf? The good folk want ale! And snaps
no
her
need to be
fingers.
rude.
And the
Well,
half-orc,
maybe he's deaf.
of course. And quickly just kind of stops for a moment because there's Lizard Man, an unconscious body, and a goat that really wants to start eating his shirt kind of in the way to the rest of the bar before he picks his way over the body and hurries over behind the bar. So Lizard Man approaching the table here. The chair in front of you scoots out. Azuna reaches under and kicks it back. You have a seat.
Thanks. One second. Hey, Zig, you have any more meat? Can your goat eat meat or no?
I left it back at the wagon.
Oh, God. Useless. I'd be like, maybe I'd have some, like, extra little, like, scraps. Can off you go get? I don't want to, presume.
Oh,
I don't know
oh.
if goats eat. You
Hang
find
on,
any?
Hang on. Rummaging
I
in the
would,
undercarriage.
I would
And
like
then,
to cast message.
While you do that, while you, so you know that that's a spell that like you ostensibly cast, right? There's no secret that you're doing magic.
Well, wait, dude, I thought it was only wait.
Because
This
if
is the-
even
yeah.
it is a verbal, so like you,
Yeah.
the word you say to cast it is not the message. The word
Right.
is like a magical incantation. Like you are saying Wingardium
I-
Leviosa and then them mutter
Okay.
a message. Like you're clearly casting a spell. Because I feel like you're under the impression
Yeah.
you want to do this subtly.
That is true. Well, I would like to walk up to the counter and whisper if they're okay. That's
I would walk out to Zig as he's walking over to the counter to, I think, get drinks.
As you get up from the chair, Una calls out, "Oi! Believe we're talking, lizard.
Just getting some meat. Don't worry about it. And,
I think you should stay in your seat.
Getting some meat.
We can discuss whatever it is you come for. Now,
Yeah. The meat, though. The meat. Your goat looks kind of hungry, and I feel
Violet's
bad.
fine. Don't worry about her.
I didn't realize it was a woman goat. Sorry, can't tell.
He's a lion. Now, what is it you want?
Okay, I actually don't know really why we're here. I don't know. You seem like nice enough. Actually, you know what you could really do to help us out? I think we're going to be running a circus soon. You could, like, lay low with the, guys that are kind of on the duller side.
She just turns away from you while talking over towards someone at the counter. As you whisper this, the lady in front of you, polishing the glass, looks down, just kind of nods. Yeah, of course. Everything's fine. And you hear Una towards you. Alas! You dumb! I'm done talking to this dumb one. You're the leader of this group.
but by process of elimination, yes. Sadly.
Come
He's
here.
the smartest one.
Sure. Can I make a what is the sense motive of this? Just to see if
Since for what exactly?
for her like saying she's fine.
That would be perception versus her deception DC.
Right. I would like to do that.
Yeah, go ahead and you can roll a perception check real quick.
20.
Oh, the 20. She's clearly quite nervous. So it's not exactly a whole truth, but
Right.
you don't you don't really get the sense that she's like worried she's imminently gonna die or anything. She's not in fear of her life, but she's very uncomfortable for
Right.
sure.
Well, I'll walk over, pass by the goat.
Oh, you want this chair? I don't need.
Sure. Yes.
But tall enough.
He stands up, pulls a chair out. Selwyn sits down.
Nice and warm.
Like, I don't know what sort of group of idiots the mayor sent down to deal with us. Well, your proxy sheriffs, is it?
Yes. Probably.
No. We don't have pox. No.
Yeah, I don't have box either.
We're clean. Very clean.
You're not
Look.
so clean.
Mostly clean.
Since a lot of you seem to be nothing but right idiots, I can make this straight. Hey, the sheriff's
Okay.
gone missing. Aye?
Yes. Do you
She
know where
just
he is?
kind of points past you towards the front window here. You lot seem more than capable of handling yourselves. But I doubt the mayor'd send a posse down here to deal with us outsiders he don't know, and much less circus freaks at that, unless I pegged them right wrong. That's not what you're after, is it? You're at the bigger game.
Yes, absolutely.
If you're coming here thinking we had something to do with the sheriff's disappearing, I let you know we had nothing to do with that. No hand in that pie. Certainly glad to hear it. Don't mistake me. But weren't our business.
I'll lean an arm over the table. But some fellows in more unsavory circles would surely know what would have befallen the sheriff, right?
Kind of a grin cuts across her face there. She leans back a bit. Puts her hands up. Under the bun. Hair's pulled back into. Aye? Although, I figure those asking will understand such things come with a price, of course.
I feel
No
like
business doing business for free.
That's true. I feel like the price of not beating your ass right here and now is a pretty tempting one, right?
And she just smiles. I feel you find a bit simpler. The mayor himself's reaching out to clowns. Surely the situation's the right sort dire. You put 10 gold coins on this table. They tell you what we saw. You'll be on your way.
Zerg, overhearing this, understands the situation and does a big stretch and goes, yes, business. You want to talk business. And is going to elbow the window next to him.
Wait, no, stop!
Go smash the
Don't
window.
damage property!
So
How much is
Zerg-
that window worth?
so Zerg
10 gold?
No, wait.
smashes the window.
It's already done.
Yeah, this is done. He smashed the window. Steps over, just bashes out the front window.
She's not the
Yes.
proprietor!
And Una
were-
left. Hey, my window. You think I own the place? That lass
Oh.
behind the bar, the one got to deal with that one.
All right, you pay the lady. Go
And
fix it
the one
for
behind the
her.
bar immediately eyes go way wider, and she just stops, still mug and rag in hand, but isn't moving anymore. And just like steps back, clearly concerned.
Lizard hasn't quite caught up with things, so I also turn around and punch the window.
Oh no.
God. The window's already broken, so you just knock another couple shards out near it. At this
Stop
point, Rolf
ringing the
up at the
police!
counter has already got 2 filled mugs up and is pouring a larger stain out into the third. It kind of stops, and the ale's still flowing out into this mug. And he doesn't notice until it starts to flow over onto his hand, and he starts for a moment, moves the stain, and puts it down, and quickly picks up the mug on the table. And again, just looks up to the group of you. The 3 of them cowering now behind the counter, just watching agape to see what's happening here.
You must be right fucking crazy if you think we're paying 10 gold to a goat. And, posse.
You must be equally right fucking crazy, beating your way in here thinking such talk comes free. Violet here have a way with your arse. If I don't see coin, or that arse of yours here in about 3 seconds.
Alright, that's it. We're throwing down. Oh, I get that.
And so with that, the situation will progress perhaps the only way it really could have.
Don't get in the way of a rogue and their money.
As this kind of breaks down to blows. So, I guess we're rolling initiative here.
Man.
Okie dokie. I'll just go ahead and add you to be just the civilians in the back if it becomes relevant.
Roll.
Alright, there's everybody. Let me get theirs. So this lad got a spicy 12. This goat with a spicy 23.
I don't like the goat.
And this lady with a spicy 24. So I mean, yeah, that's accurate. Selwyn, you're the one who started it, so you're up first.
And I am off the impression this is part of the group, right? Like he's part of their.
He
posse.
would definitely be standing up to jump in this fight as well, too. Yes, he is another of the muggers, clearly.
In that case, I'm going to punch him first with a 20 feint.
Let's go ahead and just knock this dude out immediately.
With a natural 20.
Oh no!
Stop!
No!
You can't keep getting away with it!
10 damage.
He's down.
Oh.
You get sneak attack too because you're a rogue. Everyone who doesn't act before you is flat-footed.
Oh,
so
right.
it's at least
Well,
12.
Can I follow the punch up on the goat?
You cannot.
Like,
Twin
there's-
Fin is the same target.
Oh,
So,
darn.
with these, with a 1-2, as this dude goes to stand up out of his chair, he's actually your level. You can reach the jaw. He goes to stand up and just gets knocked right back down in the chair, taking a nap, unconscious. He won't be
Didn't ask you.
participating in this particular combat. This is between
gonna
you,
cast shield.
Una, and a goat. Fair enough. So you throw up a quick magical shield in front of your face. Una stands up, kicking her chair back, and steps up onto the table to reach, human eye level. A little above. Dwarves aren't that small on Pathfinder. She's probably like 4.5 feet. Steps
they're
up on the
medium-sized.
table to get a little up above Lizardmen and Zerg here. And just laughs, "Oh, you sheep, no magic ain't gonna protect you now, lass!" And just kicks down a boot towards you. So what's that put your AC up to?
20, I believe. Check for certain. Yes.
The 20, she is going to hit.
I will use the power of my shield to reduce the damage.
So what's the hardness on that when you break it? Pop it
5.
3? 5? So she slams this boot right through your magical shield, slattering the arcane ward and still doing 3 damage to you. And to follow that up, a massive meaty dwarven fist just comes down from on high with all the force she can muster. Now, get down to 19, right?
Let me check.
Because the
for
shield's
sure.
gone. If
Yeah,
you
I
block
think
with
so.
it, it's gone.
Yes.
How many villain points do I have? 3? Yeah, I'm using 1 on that.
Oh, baby.
That's getting a villain point. That's what we're looking for. And then this massive haymaker is just going to plow down into you. And she puts a lot of force behind this, almost coming down off of the table as she buries down into your head. She's going to hit you for 9.
Ow.
And I actually need you to make a fortitude save.
Ooh. Ooh.
Alright. I am not good at those.
Is it time for karma?
There is karma in the world. I just hope I won't be a part of it. An 18.
With an 18, you are stunned 3. Which means you will lose your entire turn.
Oh.
As she completely knocks you near unconscious in the chair. Not surprising, the gnome can't take much. Shouldn't have been up front when he decided to throw hands. Lizard man.
This is. I just see someone just really took a hard hit.
Reeling.
I'm going to move over. Not very smart. You need smart people. And I'm going to full boot the table out from under her at the goat. I don't know what
Okay. Maybe athletics check.
Come on, athletics check. A 16.
With a 16, you kick the table out, but perhaps with your not so much exposure, like you're not a dwarven thrower, you may underestimate how much a dwarf really weighs, and she's got a bit more weight on this table, and it's just a pretty simple, sturdy hardwood construction. It's got a good amount of weight to itself. You kick the table out, and it slides a couple feet, but Una, as she's swinging down with this fist, just pumps her feet forward and steps with it and roll down onto the floor, not unhindered.
Okay. And then now that she's lower, I'm just going to just rake my claws across. That was not. You don't hit someone. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to with the 15.
Now, as you reach out and you just kind of scratch at her torso, your claws dig into her shirt and clatter against iron. As you slash away some of the cloth to see, she actually has a chainmail armor on underneath.
Okay.
Una didn't come to play. That's gonna miss.
Gotcha. And that's it.
So, before Goat real quick, Shial, tipping $5. Give this to Selwyn so she can punch better, smack talk harder, and make small even awesomer. Selwyn, you get a hero point from Shial. Goat.
Yeah.
Goat is just gonna walk up over this unconscious body here towards Zerg. And Goat's gonna give you a little headbutt. That's the gonna do goat things. Kind of rearing up, tottering forward on its hind legs before it slams its horns down towards you. What's your AC?
19.
Goat is gonna hit. And it's a pretty decently sized little goat. It's got some force behind it. It's gonna hit you for 6 damage.
Okay.
But then now that it's here, now it's come down with that ram, it kind of turns its head a bit, opens its mouth, and tries to bite you. With a natural 20.
Oh.
So
No.
you're gonna get some nips. Now the good news is goat teeth are not really going to shred and rip through you. They're fairly flat. It's a goat, doesn't have like fangs or anything. But this thing can
They
bite.
also chew cans.
Yeah, they also chew cans. It can bite pretty hard. And it turns out this goat's bite is significantly worse than its bah. And you're gonna take 12 damage from the munching. Now you have a chainmail leotard, right?
Yeah, I do.
They do in fact munch cans. It's gonna bite through, crunching the chainmail in its teeth, and rip your leotard off. Also dealing 12 damage to your leotard, ignoring hardness. Your armor is broken. All right. So that means with your armor being broken, Your
What did I
AC
say,
drops
right?
by 4 to 15.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like that.
They bite, they munch cans. You're not wrong.
So I come right, I arrive at the window like right as it gets shattered, and I just creepily look inside to see what's going on. And now there's a fist fight, and I see Selwyn take a shot, and instantly like rage just overtakes me, and I look at, I'm like start to panic, and then I immediately Selwyn, and then I like reach out and lightning courses up her leg, and I will try to heal her.
Okay. So if you're doing the heal spell, it just
It's
heals.
the ranged
There's
one.
there's no roll. It's just
Okay.
D8 plus 8. Like there's no roll to succeed or fail. Rather, that's just medicine
Right.
checks. The spell still just heals.
2 actually, because it's range, right? 2d8.
I know it's
Plus.
D8 plus 8 because it's ranged.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
D8. Yeah, it's actually just a flat plus 8. It's way better than 2d8.
Yeah.
It's like 2d8 if the second D8 was always an 8.
Ah,
See, there you go.
also.
Heals for
guys-
9.
Good reason for that.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
a
9.
good thing. It's plus 8.
Yep.
All right, at
And,
least you're with that. Okay.
with my last action, after I do that, I want to make eye contact with the goat. Surprise! There's a goat in the bar, and I'm gonna try to diplomate him. I'm going to say, I am the Valatu. Come outside. There's some delicious snacks for us to share.
So as you try to talk with it, no roll needed. You can tell Violet's already got all the delicious snacks he really wants in Zerg's armor here. And this goat is hostile to you right now, so it can't be diplomated. Usually, with your druid powers, like wild animals, you'll have an opportunity to talk to them, but this is like an animal companion that's already been commanded to attack. So
Gotcha.
there's no real chance to talk it down. Zerg, you are... how naked?
Naked.
Normal people have clothes under their armor, but Zerg, I'm honestly not sure.
It restricts the movement. I cannot. I'm all natural now. So, yeah. All natural Zerg all the time.
Oh no.
Hey,
This is not the
that
big I
cost me
wanted.
good money. Talking to the goat as if it understands. Hey, this mine. Why you take this? And Zerg is gonna headbutt it back.
Fair enough. I wouldn't expect anything different.
That's a nat one. I'm gonna. Can I use my session reroll on that?
Absolutely use your session to roll.
Oh,
That's a 4.
That's better. With a 12, you're gonna butt down right onto the goat's horns, and yeah, it's got horns. Like goats are pretty built to do this thing. You may be the strongest man alive, but this has like thousands of years of evolution to do specifically this thing. Initial attempt to out headbutt the goat seems unsuccessful.
And then I'm gonna bite it back.
Okay, give me another natural attack.
A what?
Give me another natural attack, just because unarmed attack is all kinds of unarmed, whether it's biting or whatever.
13.
Not the
With the
smartest,
minus-
perhaps.
Whatever.
Bites down the horns, maybe. Not a whole lot more goat he can get to. Well, it's chewing on him. He's just gonna choose on the horns.
Still got one more action.
You still have one more action.
This is not working. I'm gonna kick it in the head.
All right, give me one more attack.
With a hero point.
The dice are not on your side today, sir. You've met your match. A random goat.
19 kick in the head.
That's a -8 because it's your third attack.
Oh, yeah, shit.
So it's an
Whatever.
11.
Whatever.
You also just kind of kick it in the thing. You try and defend the goat off while it's eating through your armor, and it's not going fantastic, really.
I'm still
Ara,
tired.
I'm clearly unsure what's happening here. Ara's just gonna totter over here and stand on top of a stool. Just cast Fear. On 2-punch on Una.
Okay.
I see nah. So the DC is 20. Or it's 18, not 20. 18.
It's a will save.
Yep. Sir.
Okay, where's she got? There's that. She is going to succeed on that.
She's frightened one then.
All right, so still even with her success here, as this magic creeps into her, that'll shake her. She may not be afraid of you, but magic can definitely take direct hold here. As our moves towards the counters, everyone's just kind of fighting. These three are all going to largely drop what they're doing and immediately take cover behind the counter and just hide. Selwyn is stunned 3, so has 0 actions this turn.
I would like to say no.
What?
No, that's it.
Oh.
I'm trying to talk. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Alrighty. So
That's legit what would happen to me.
absolutely reeling. But seeing you get healed up by this magic, Una's just gonna push past you. It's gonna provoke from
Right
Lizard Man.
along, sir.
Yeah, that's right. I'll totally miss with a natural 1.
You may have won the warm-up round, but Una's about to 1v5 this group. Up to the window and do kind of a similar action here. Yeah, bar fight, last no room for this shite magic. And just punch out through the already broken window to Arbus. What's your AC?
I don't get any window cover for this.
It's already broken.
Well, 19.
Twice! 2 people broke it. 19, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she is gonna miss as she swings to the window. I mean, you do have like shards of broken glass here, and the window sill is still a foot or 2 off the ground. She doesn't have a ton of room to reach through for you. You kind of dance back from this. She whiffs the first swing, but then stops for a second and kind of steadies herself before cocking back and putting almost the whole of her upper body through the window for the second one.
Oh boy.
And that one's gonna connect. Agile Fist is kind of carrying Una here. She's gonna catch you for 10 damage. And I'm gonna need you to make me a Fortitude save.
All right. 22.
Now with a 22, you are only stunned 1. So the Force's Blow only causes you to lose 1 action on your turn.
Okay.
Lizard Man.
I'm going to, well, first let me roll. I'm gonna swipe at her with an 11. Going to swipe
That's like your
again.
4th natural one
Holy
this fight.
shit.
Oh my
with
god.
13, which is -4, I guess.
So then 1 and a 9. You are doing to her largely what the goons
Guys did to me
outside
outside.
did to you. Because you're finding it very difficult to get through this chainmail as she's just turned away from you. Because it's pretty hefty chainmail. She's a dwarf. It's very thick ringed.
And then I will, concerned, raise my shield.
The goat here, with his armor largely already falling off of Zerg, is just going to rear up again as you're biting it and kicking at it out of the way of your foot and just comes slamming down with another headbutt. So now down to 15 AC. She is going to critically hit you as there's no armor left to protect your mighty chest. And You're gonna take 16 damage from the horns. Then she's gonna do it again.
Oh boy.
That one's gonna miss, possibly just from the fact that she's nearly knocked you out of the door with the first one. And then she's gonna do it again. But at this point, she's kind of just largely flailing and tossing her head around, burying into you. She's already kind of put all of her weight into it, and these little hits are pushing you around, but not really getting near enough momentum to be a reasonable threat to doing damage without you just getting hideously unlucky. So Arubis, on your turn, as you are stunned one, your first action is just being stunned. And then you have 2 actions left.
Is 5 foot step still a thing?
You can step, yes, it is 1 action.
But
like
it costs an
else.
action now. It's
Yep.
not just a freebie. I'm trying to. What am I? Do I have an option to get away from this lady without her swinging at me? Is what I'm.
Well, you can step. You can try to move, and not like attack of opportunity is not an inherent thing anymore. Not everyone has it, so she might not have it. But 1 action to step is you're guaranteed she can't attack of opportunity you. Like she can't attack you or anything. But I mean, there are other reactions that are triggered by movement, so it's a toss-up really. If your concern is attack of opportunity, 1 action to step is what you would need.
All right, so 5 foot step is just a step now. All right. Well, I would like to do that. I would attempt to 5 foot step away from her
Okay.
as 1 action. And I'm going to look at her and just sort of mutter that I was hit harder by a child. I just kind of mumble. All right, you get the idea. I don't.
Is that an intimidate check or?
No, I'm just gonna raise my shield. I was just mumbling some stuff.
Oh,
She hit me
okay.
pretty hard.
Zerg!
I'm still unhappy about this whole goat situation.
Understandably so.
All right, so playing the goat's tactics didn't work. The bite didn't work, the headbutt didn't work, the kick didn't work. This is enough playing around now. I've had my fun. Yes, you make me naked. Ha ha, very fun, shameful. Naked orc. This is how we live. Okay? I'm just talking to no one, really.
You're talking to a goat. And it's not nobody, it's a goat.
Well, yeah. You listen to me, goat. I do not like you. We have problems now. We have problems.
We have problems.
Is there anything left of the chainmail, by the way? Anything left at all?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's definitely like, it's not destroyed. You can repair
Okay.
it. It's just like, it's damaged enough that it no longer provides its benefit to armor class.
Okay.
yeah.
Can I? Is it still got it in its mouth at all, or near it?
I mean, well, it let go, as it has largely just been headbutting you now.
Yeah, well, okay.
It's not ripping at it any further.
So I assume it's on the floor at this point, possibly.
It's kind of like partially on the floor, kind of still dangling off of you.
Oh, good. Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, then I'm going to grab the goat by the horns, if I can, as my first action.
All right. If you'll make an athletics check, you'll try and grab it.
Yes.
Steady goat horns.
24.
24. Goat horns have been steadied. So you grab onto the goat. You're now holding the horns.
And lift and throw against the wall. I don't like you, goat. This problem. You make me get angry now, and I have
Alright.
to.
You wanna slam the goat into whatever's nearby. Maybe another athletics check, and no, maybe not. Well, it's already rolling. Okay.
That's a 25.
The 25. You managed to pick the goat up, and there's a lot of stuff in between you and the wall here. It's a pretty hefty goat that's largely resisting you. So you don't manage to get it all the way up into a wall, but you do manage to just kind of slam it onto the ground on its side as it scrabbles for a bit before it regains its feet. So give me unarmed damage.
8.
It'll do 8 damage to the goat. And It's a fairly sturdy goat, but I mean, it's a start. At least you have one action. Still holding on to the thing with horns.
Oh, I let go and just examine my tattered chainmail. Like, this is problem. I need to buy more now. Yeah. I don't have much money, goat. This is big problem. I come for you for the bill. You pay for it.
Ara.
I look over at Zerg. Spring, how are you gonna let a goat beat you? I thought you were the strongest man in the world. Like,
He's on ground. What are you talking about?
I cast heal on him. So
Alright, so he's also gonna get a D8 plus 8 health back.
I'll be your heal bus. I messed up. Ah,
That is in fact,
did.
you said 1d8 plus 8.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, it happens.
how the technology works.
Everyone laugh. Zerd gets 11 health back
Ooh,
from this wave of primal healing.
But then
do feel better.
I want to stand on the bar and just walk that way.
Okay, you can,
Just
let's say
totter up.
you're small. Climbing up onto the bar is
Well,
probably
he was on
one
the
action.
chair.
Oh, you're on the chair. Oh, yeah, I'll let you stop there, walk on the bar. Okay, fair enough. Valiant's still cowering, but they look at you now, Ara, up on the corner of the bar. Like, kind of horrified because you're sort of horrifying. I don't know if you know this, you weird wooden doll potato man. And they can just hear all the smashing, everything that's going on back here, and they're concerned. They're concerned. Selwyn, you get a turn.
It's me. And, well, I would like to punch back upon this woman.
Okay.
She has wronged me. This is going into the Book of Grudges.
Kidney shots while she's hanging through a window.
Yeah, she's like
23 on the
hanging
first
half in a
attack.
window here. 23 is gonna hit her.
And then the fainted portion. I should have specified twin feint, but I always
I kind
do
of
that.
just assume
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're starting an attack next to some of your twin fainting.
And second one's a 19.
Second one's a 15.
No, sorry, it's 15.
15.
I'll use the session reroll on this one.
Okay.
No, that made it a lot worse.
So the second
That's a-
one is going to miss, but you catch her with the first hit. She's turned away for you. Before she realizes you're there and kind of twists a bit. You just catch chainmail with the second hand. But this first punch, which is about enough to knock out most of these bozos, barely phases her. Her little fist thuds into her chainmail, and she just rolls with it, shunts a little bit, almost totally unharmed.
That is cheating. And I will try to intimidate her. Hit with the glare.
Mean mug and the
19.
mad mug. 19 will do it. She is well spooked.
And I'll look to Zerg. Zerg, you realize that that mail is going out of your bill, and that means less meat. Does that not provoke any emotion?
Yes, I'm very irritated. This is problem.
Oh, fuck, how do I make it angry?
Luna turns around and sees Violet kind of bullying Zerg in the corner here. You can't even handle a goat! And turns back to Selwyn. You little ass! We got a problem! And starts swinging.
Uh-oh.
What's your AC? 19?
19. Yes.
First punch is gonna catch you. Let's go ahead and roll them both. She's gonna follow it up with Yield and Haymaker, which is also gonna catch you. It's getting all the 19s and 18s that you guys aren't. So she hits you with one hand and then reels back again, slamming down just directly into the just center of your sternum here, right top center, staggering you back with another massive punch. First one, going to hit you for 6. Second one, gonna hit you for 9. And I'm gonna need a fort save.
Ow.
Selwyn's almost down after that little 1-2.
I'm gonna use my hero point from my pal.
Y'all help!
Well, 18. That didn't do it last time. I don't
You're
think we'll do it
stunned
now.
3, yep.
Uh,
Knock back into your chair. And as you just reel backwards again, like, fuck off if you can't even take 2 hits, Gar. Lizard man.
yeah.
I would look at concerned at Solomon.
Someone's getting the shit kicked out of her. Like it's.
I'm gonna move over, try and get a better way to just smash this woman down. And try to roll higher than a 2. Ah! Much higher than a 2.
No!
Oh,
Natural
no.
20?
Yes.
So you're clawing. You're not non-lethaling or anything. You're
Yeah, I am trying to kill this woman. I take the back of her head and I slam it into the window, the broken window, and try and like stab her head through all glass.
Jesus.
just skewer on the shards here. Okay.
Nice.
And then I will try and do that again.
So the first one, the crits
Yeah.
are for 10.
Yeah. And then the second one misses.
You catch her off guard, and the second one, she puts her hands up and grabs you, and she's very strong. Wrestles you back up off the window frame. Now just blood kind of running down her face from where she's been skewered here, and calls out, "Violet, aye!" and motions over to you. Yeah, one action left.
Well, no, because I moved and then hit.
Oh, you
twice.
moved. Okay. Violet is gonna. Oh, he's grabbed actually. Oh no, Zerglek. Oh, this one. He's not grabbed anymore. Zerg let him go. He's gonna hop over as he's been commanded, and he is gonna munch you. What's your AC?
And it's now 21 because I have reflective shield, and I'm gonna try and block him with my shield. So 21.
Okay.
Although I think it's when they hit. But
I'm not sure either way. What else you can? I mean, anything else gonna come out of your attack of opportunity this
yeah,
time? We can
and an
figure out on
enemy
break.
hits you with a melee strike. Is
Okay,
when it-
well, let's see if it hits you. Let's see if we need that. It's gonna hit you, so.
Okay, so 21.
21, definitely still gonna hit you. The goat seems like it. Well, I mean, it's this lady's goat. It seems like it's been trained to scrap and bar fight. It's surprisingly good at this. And as you raise your shield up, it puts its little little hooves up over your shield, whacking at it, and clamps down on your forearm with some goat jaws, giving you some nibbles. And as previously explained, you're gonna take
Tears off my armor.
7 damage, and your shield is gonna take 7 damage, ignoring its hardness. Oh, what is its hardness? 5? Pretty sure it's. Is it a wooden shield?
Hardness 3. Hardness 3.
Oh, it's a
It's
wooden
a wooden shield, yeah.
So okay, yeah. So it's gonna take 7. It's broken. So
Yeah.
this goat is just gonna chomp on the planks and just rip an entire plank out of the middle of your shield. And the bracing behind it kind of falters, and your shield's broken now, and you also take 7 damage from the general forearm biting. And that's gonna try to bite you again.
Okay. So now my AC is 19.
But it is going to completely fail, as it's kind of got bits of like shield and wood up in its teeth, and the plank that it's got caught in its mouth. You know, you ever seen a dog pick up a stick that's too big and try to walk through a door and it doesn't really understand why it can't do it? The goat's trying to bite you, but it's got this big hunk of your shield hanging out of its mouth, and it's just stuck, scrabbling against your armor. And you see this big old goat tongue just out towards you as it tries to bite, wildly unsuccessfully. Arabus.
Okay. Still, see, now she turned away from me and I saw her sucker Selwyn a couple more times. So I'm just sort of just start growling and get into like all fours. And as I do, my hands on the ground, lightning starts coursing around them a little bit. And I lunge for the lady through the window and just try to put one hand on her back and one on the front of her chest, because I'm literally trying to stop her heart with a shocking.
Well, she is definitely wearing metal armor, so you get the cool shocking grasp.
Cool. That's what I was hoping for. I heard that earlier.
Yeah, she's definitely got chainmail on.
Boy. So that'd be a 12 with the +1, but I'm probably gonna.
So you. Okay, yeah, I'd be real. You are flanking, because while Selwyn is stunned 3, you are still flanking. It's just Yeah, so she's still flat-footed to you, but if you want session reroll, because that's before you know.
Yeah.
Kind of, and you got 3 on the dice. So,
I have to assume that. So I'm gonna do that.
This goat is a legend, by the way. You guys ever think you get your asses beat
I
by a
am
goat?
so sick of hearing that goat go, meh.
You really got your goat.
Oh my god. We are the worst.
I'm a hero point.
Okay. You have one left?
I
Yes, it
got
does.
last
Okay.
one.
You
Yeah.
got your last. We're scraping. Una's giving it to us.
Uh, 18 then.
Well, it's 16. You don't get +2 from flanking. She's flat-footed. So 16
Oh.
against her flat-footed.
17 for armor.
Well, yeah, 15 normally, so 16 for armor. That's just something else. But 17, 16, that's still gonna just discharge back, and you see it flash across her chainmail as she pulls away from you and into your other hand and do no damage.
Glad I didn't hit it. Look at the damage is gross.
Zerg.
4 on 2d12s.
So she's right next to me, right?
You are flanking her with Lizardman. She's flat-footed to you.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, she's not
I would
flanking
like
anymore
to.
because her turn
Is
ended.
there still the table behind her where where Selwyn's standing?
Well, the table's more behind Selwyn. Like, it's over here. It's to
Oh,
to the right
right.
of Selwyn. This
My
is
roll 20's
a
a
mostly empty corner. There's a door behind Lizardman that he's kind of being
Oh.
battered into here.
Really? Okay. Cool. Tempting. Won't do it though. I would like to try and grab and hold.
Okay.
Grab and hold.
Athletics check versus her fort.
20.
You grab her. So you grab on to Una in front of you. So she's immobilized and flat-footed to everybody now.
And I'm going to try and intimidate her into stopping the fight. Look at your face, it's all glass. You look like me now. Come on. It's over. It's over.
So give me your intimidate.
13, no, hero point. No.
Una's the hero point.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I mean, she's got no reason to be afraid right now. You grab her shoulder, you kind of holding on to her, but, like, she's not terribly concerned at the moment. This is clearly going pretty solidly her way. There's your one action left, Zerg.
Oh, right. No, you don't want to listen. Okay. And I would like to throw her into Lizardman.
Okay. You got her grabbed already. She's between the two of you. He's got his claws up. You got hold of her in your fists. Just give me a let's go with an unarmed, cooperative beating here. Using Lizardman as your unarmed weapon.
Jesus.
17.
17's not gonna do it.
Okay, so what happens when I attempt to throw her then?
Well, she's just as sturdy. You try to push her, and she kind of braces against the ground and against Lizardman here, and you just can't get enough footing here to really force her. Like, she's a pretty sturdy dwarf, and she's not fucking around.
This bitch.
This bitch, Ara.
Well, seeing Arbus. What's someone's health at? She's low. She's hurt, isn't she?
She's
I'm
very,
hurt.
very hurt. She's
Very,
also
very.
reeling.
Reeling. Well, seeing Arbus start to electrify things, Ara takes a cue as the around him heats up, and I'm gonna use Elemental Toss on the dwarf.
That's-
One action.
Yeet some fire.
I don't think it's 17. I'm gonna use my session reroll.
17's not gonna do it. Now we've thoroughly established that 17 does not hit flat-footed.
What about a 21?
There we go! He gets it in there! The handful of fire between Selwyn and Zerg, you hit her.
Yep, for 6 total after the +1.
Alright, so she's gonna take 6 damage from
And
the
then
fire.
I'm going to cast 2 action heal on Selwyn.
My hero.
and do it right this
I
time.
can't believe you still have more heal spells. Oh,
have
sorry,
four
sir.
spell
Right, you
slots.
just have spell slots, right?
For 16.
My hero.
There you go.
As some of the fire splashes off of Una onto Selwyn and just washes her over with healing magics.
So Selwyn, feeling a wide mixture of both emotions and physical trauma, is just reeling once again. Una, grappled by Zerg, isn't gonna make any effort to break away from him, and is just gonna turn through the window. I'm about had it with the light show, and swings through again to just try to punch out the soft-looking lady. Arvis, what's your AC?
19.
Hands. Fist 1. It's gonna miss, actually.
Whew.
Fist 2. Also gonna miss. As Zerg's kind of holding her back and trying to push her around here, she can't really get any kind of a good offense through the window. And she actually completely fails to land any blows, so she just tries one more wild haymaker through the window. That's also not going to land. Lizard man.
There's a goat. The goat is, oh god, this goat. So I'm gonna start climbing up the wall with my feet, like kind of just slowly inching away from the goat.
So the roof's
goat,
only
oh
about
god.
10 feet. It's not very high. It's a
The
squat
goat is
little
only
building.
so tall.
But like, if you climb up the top of the wall, the goat can get up on his hind legs and still reach you. Like, it doesn't go. It's only a
Are
couple
you
feet
saying
above
I
your
can't
head.
claw the wall,
You-
climb the wall?
You can climb the wall. I'm just saying, if you're expanding it to get you out of the goat's reach, it's not going to. Like, it doesn't look like
It
the ceiling's
won't be.
high
It
enough to do
won't
that.
have as much force behind it, so I'm gonna climb
All
the wall.
right, make me an athletics check to climb.
Okay, so I start climbing the wall with 17.
All right, so yeah, you get going, you get up.
And then, so I'm standing now horizontal, and I'm going to like throw my body into it and be lashing down towards this woman. Got better angle here. Got a better angle. So let's see here. 25, a better angle, I say.
That's a significantly better angle. 25 will hit. Swinging down this goat for 8 damage.
And then I'm going to try again. With an 18, which is a 14. 13.
14 will not, though. So you're like up against the roof now, up, just claws embedded in the wood of the inside of this tavern. Back to the ceiling, just swinging your hands down at this goat as it tries to get up at you. Which is absolutely what it's gonna do. It's just going to attempt to just flip its horns upwards at you as you dangle from the, well, nearly the ceiling. And Horn Strike is gonna hit. That's gonna try to launch. It's gonna fail at that. Twice. It is going to be unable to get any teeth on you as you just kind of dry yourself up out of way, making sure your hanging scale mail is also kept clear of the can muncher's jaws. But it gets you with one flip up of its head. That's gonna whack you for 5.
Okay.
Arvis.
Me. Okay, so I'm gonna step away as she's like lunging like a crazy person to like here.
Just step back
And
a
I'm
little,
up.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my hands at my sides as swirling cloud starts to appear around her top of her head as Zerg's holding her. And I am going to Tempest Surge her right in the brain.
Right in the brain. So-
yeah, it just hits. It's not even an
Yeah,
attack.
she
up.
it automatically
DC.
just hits. So we found out there's absolutely nothing that avoids the damage of Tempest Surge. There's no attack roll. There's no saving throw. You just take 1d12 damage. And then they get a reflex save to not be clumsy. So this just hits her for 11. Absolutely nothing she can do about it. But she's held in place and absolutely unable to get away from the lightning here. And as this racks through her chainmail and shocks her, she is in fact going to kind of stagger a bit, slow down, and she's clumsy too.
That's me.
I think
Sweet.
it's also 1 persistent damage on it.
Is it?
On
I'll check real
Zerg.
quick.
Yeah, I'm
But
checking.
Zerg, don't matter till her turn. Zerg.
Oh boy. Have I still got her grappled?
Let me check real quick. You Yep, she's still grappled. It's till the end of your next turn, so you're still holding on to her.
What are the odds of a Undertaker-style tombstone?
Oh, please. Flip her upside down.
What are the odds of that
Make
working?
me I still feel like that falls under the general category of an unarmed attack for the roll, but ask the D20, not me.
Which roll?
Unarmed attack.
Jesus.
21?
Oh boy.
21? Let me give brief science her AC because it has been reduced greatly. That's gonna do some damage. You're not gonna be able to get her all the way up into an Undertaker-style tombstone. Be able to get her up and just bash her into the wall a bit as she struggles and flails as this lightning kind of crackles across her armor. You get some little static
good to
shocks. Not quite a tombstone, not quite tombstone worthy on the 21.
Oh, that's okay. I can handle that. That's fine. Damage?
Unarmed strike, yeah.
6.
With 6 damage, as you bash her into the wall, you give her much more of that. It looks like she's gonna stop being conscious real quick.
Good, because now I'm gonna punch her in the face.
Slam her to the wall, hold her, she's reeling, and just fucking deck her.
Yeah, not so great of a roll there.
18 minus a 4 is a 14. 14 is going to miss. She just dips her head under it.
Slippery little... You owe me new clothes! By the way, how tall is she?
She's about 4.5 feet. She's
Okay, Zerg is not. She's at eye level with, like, the monster. Can I...
The one-eyed monster.
Oh no.
Can I use that for an intimidation check?
Oh my god!
Oh lord.
Oh my god! What is how? Like,
Sure. Go.
Would you not be
I will
intimidated?
intimidate, and I'll give you a +2 circumstance bonus on the intimidation here.
Oh, he swings that way.
24.
oh, Jesus.
24. Yeah, she's a little frightened. She's a little frightened for sure. Her eyes kind of go a little wide. She's frightened. You're holding on to her. This electricity's crackling through her. Hair's standing up. She's kind of twitching. You just slam her into the wall. Her goat's whipping at its lizard on the fucking ceiling. Selwyn's clearly coming too. And bit now clearly kind of woozy. Puts their hands up. All right, fine. Fuck, Jesus. Fuck off of me, you oaf. Ara.
That's all she's saying. Just...
Or is she seeing?
Not that excited, Jesus.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pass turn. Really
Selwyn?
not sure what to do.
I have a great conflict of interest.
As they say.
6 seconds. What's your reaction?
I'll raise my hands up, ready to punch, and then hesitate and put him down.
So,
All right, we're
Una
gonna start
reeling
from the
here.
start.
yeah,
Don't
Una,
punch. You're very close to the goods right now.
Una reeling here.
I will also step back
Shrugs.
first. Like,
Okay.
"Merc."
Shrugs free your grasp here. Puts their hands up and just Just puts a hand on Violet's horns and just holds her as Violet's still racking her head back and forth angrily, trying to bash Ceiling Lizard here. Trying to give him some whack. Let's get all in place. Violet! Alright, quit it. Stop. That's enough. Down. Oh. Oh. Fine. We'll call it 5 gold. You louts. 5 gold. I tell you what I know. By the gods.
Are you sure we can't make it 4 gold?
Are you being serious?
She looks up at Zerg.
This is a joke.
Looks the rest of the way up at Zerg. As she crackles a bit from this electricity racking through her. Which doesn't stop. Fine.
Yes.
Ugh. 4 gold pieces. This is how circus freaks handle themselves. Come into a new town, kick down the door of a bar and beat a woman as she's drinking. 5 on the one at that. Oh. My avatar.
What a mess.
Yeah.
All right, punch her out. Knock her the fuck out. Knock her into the floor.
Okay, and I lever against the ceiling and bulldoze, like spring push off the ceiling towards her.
Wow.
Okay. Make me an attack roll.
What, an attack, a regular attack?
Yeah.
Oh, 11.
Oh my god!
And you smash into the ground next to her. Just you don't even avoid it. You just kind of hit and just Lizard just sprawls out on the floor next to her. Complete and total whiff.
I don't know.
The
I
goat
guess I'll
kind of
just-
looks at you. Bleats pensively.
I'm going to run over here. I don't like this goat. This goat sucks. The stupid goat. Zig, the goat.
And she's still just kind of reeling and looks over to you running off. What, do we got a deal or no?
The fuck do you think? You think I got punched in the face like that twice to save 6 gold? Are you crazy?
Fine. 3 gold. We call
Best
it
you're
a wash.
getting, best you're getting is you tell us right now, and I don't keep bringing you back up to punch you out.
She kind of crackles a bit. Some of this lightning still slowly coursing across her armor here. It ends. The last of it kind of fizzles and pops out. Alright! Fine, you little gnomish bitch! Fine! And
Oh, that's all I
Ted
have to say.
braces
Thank you.
herself against the windowsill here. Oh! Oh! Good gods. Not really necessary!
Was your goat really necessary? That thing, God, is that even legal?
Well, he ain't got a sheriff. I don't figure as much for laws anymore. Aye. Besides,
Well, she does.
kind of shakes her head. Can't imagine leaves you much of a story until get your asses licked by a goat. Fine.
If
Little,
you're standing around there, I wouldn't be talking about licking. You're a little close.
she's gonna take a step back away from Zerg here. Fine. Fine. Little halfling shit. That's the one you're after. Gross little muddy lout, matted hair. Wearing a rat's hide like a cape. Saw her tottering off all around town. Had so many boys follow her. Figured she was the trouble. Stopping by the mill, the church, the old Lindell barn outside of town. Been all sorts of places out here. Couldn't see much what she was up to, but I bet you dogs the dollars. That's all you're after for your missing sheriff. Aye?
Yes, thank you.
I'm tired of repeating myself. Can you get the fuck out?
Oh, absolutely. Bye. I'm just gonna leave.
I'm gonna go get my ale and Zerg's
I
ale.
never got back to
and the
drink either.
extra ale.
Just sitting on the counter in two simple, like wooden metal mugs would be the two that Rolf had filled before the fight had broken out, and the three that had ale running down the sides as he'd overfilled it from his stain, sitting in a puddle of ale left on the table, where he dropped it when he cowered behind the bar.
Good. Zig, chug up.
Yes. To a job well done.
Job well done. Now pull up the pants.
Gray. Gray, I have a question about anatomy for you.
Okay, Selwyn.
How the fuck does a small frame hit so hard?
You were in bad shape there. I thought you were a better fighter than that.
Come on, don't hurt me emotionally too.
I was joking.
Yeah, well, I'm in pain.
There. You okay now?
I think this will scar me for life.
She punched me in the face, Selwyn.
Oh, I'm leaving this place a bad review in the paper. That'll show him.
So as you stagger,
great.
the two of you back outside still with just unconscious hooligans spread 30 feet around from the door, where they just been knocked unconscious so quickly. Only Una here worthy to stand to you.
And worthy she was, holy shit.
Lizard man at the bar with his drink. Zerg, I imagine, heads over to grab his as well.
Oh yeah.
Ara's still standing on the counter next to the rack of mugs.
Yeah.
What are you taking the mugs with you, or are you just downing a whole mug of ale and heading
I
out?
mean, we're not gonna steal these poor people's mugs. Guys,
Yeah,
what
that's
do
a
you
good
think we
question. How
are?
much have I got any gold on me?
As well as say, I'm probably gonna leave a couple gold pieces behind for the
Oh,
trouble.
are you insane?
Just like, in this
I'm a
economy?
I'm a plant. What am I gonna get with gold?
He puts down gold and I pick it up and put down a couple of copper. Man, we're gonna make money off this plant.
The a mug of ale is like a copper piece.
And the window.
The
Well,
window.
as well as say, the gold was for the window damages.
True.
I don't think the
you
window
did
costs
destroy a
gold,
window.
does it?
Again, the window
Yeah,
replaced would probably take maybe 2 or 3 silver pieces at worst. So it's definitely we're not into the gold category. Like, go slow your roll there, buddy.
I'm a plant. What do you expect out of me?
But I
Be
mean,
a
you
master
can leave what you want.
economist?
I'm just telling you, like, general value,
Yeah.
Pathfinder comp, you probably like 2, 3 silver pieces to replace that window, and a copper apiece for the mugs of ale.
I-
What are you leaving?
I'll leave them a gold for all the
Alright.
trouble.
This little sack puts a little gold piece down the table. Zerg and Lizard down their drinks. You two leaving anything?
Nah. They left a gold. Kidding me?
And the group of you make your way out from the Mad Mug. Well, I can't say I expected the hardest boss battle of our adventure so far to be a goat. But you know, here we
That
are.
goat was nuts.
So, where are you guys headed?
I'm
Back
heading
out from
home.
the Mad Mug here. You're going home, back to the circus.
There's
The
a reason
group
we're
of you-
circus.
Without any, if no one protests, head back to the circus grounds. I imagine to rest, to treat your wounds here, lick yourselves back better, and Zerg needs to, get his armor kind of reforged back together a bit. Some of these links hammered back into place with the goat just kind of crunched through them. And these are all things that we can cover in a minute. Let's take our break here. Give you guys a couple minutes to,
We're gonna give you a couple of years to get over that one.
yeah, to let that let that battle kind of settle a bit. Chat, we'll be back in a few. With the continued adventures of the Circus of Wayward Wonders that somehow only manages to continue being more entertaining the longer it goes. We just can't catch any kind of breaks here, can we? Be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Oh man, I might be laughing about the goat fight for the rest of my life. Oh. But it was so good. You ended up, I mean, you got her AC down to 15 at the end there from 20 because she was grabbed, clumsy 2, and frightened 1. So her AC was down to 15 from 20 those last couple rounds with all the debuffs you guys are racking up on her, which is really just like how you deal with big single target opponents in 2nd edition, because you can pile so much crap on them to bring their stats down.
And
But
yet
welcome.
still we missed.
Yep, still
Well-
we missed.
Have you considered rolling better?
No.
Great.
I mean,
You have
of
rolled
all-
a model ones this session.
Of all the fights to just dump a whole ass load of 1s on, that's an alright one. That one's not particularly lethal. Because, I mean, like, she's swinging hands. She's also doing non-lethal damage. Like, nobody's going to die in there.
Yeah.
So-
I'll take the ones there over taking the ones against a boss.
Yeah, and it's
That's
like,
gonna kill us.
or
That
like
boss
a
was the
fucking
goat.
dragon or something.
The goat
So,
is the final
Mono-
boss.
Mono and anyone in chat who doesn't know this, I'm curious if this will continue into 2nd edition, because the first adventure path was Age of Ashes, which doesn't really count. But there is at least a running meme with me. Every single Pathfinder published adventure path has a dragon battle. Doesn't matter
Right.
what they have to do to make it happen. There is a dragon in every adventure path.
And sometimes more.
Sometimes you get extra, but there's always one. And it's kind of funny because in a lot of times the adventures that have nothing to do with them, like Strange Aeons, they're so random. Like the Nightmare Dragon that just happened to be in the Moon Prison. Those words don't make any sense if you didn't watch Strange Aeons. Strange Aeons is a strange campaign. But it's literally just there randomly, no connotation. Skull and Shackles, it's brine bones, a skeletal dragon at the bottom of a lake you just happen to sail over. But they will find a place to put one dragon fight in every adventure path, and I'm really curious if that's going to continue into 2nd edition, and if there's going to be a dragon in Extinction Curse somewhere. Because I have no idea. I can't even metagame you. I've only read books 1 and 2, and there's certainly no dragons you fight at level like 6. Because you would.
I think, given
you
the
would
brief
die.
thing I've read about Extinction Curse, it's very likely that there's gonna be at least a dragon.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. But anyway, as you all head back through the town of Aberton, you came pretty much straight to the Mad Mug in the morning. And really all you've done is walk down there, have an altercation, and slink back. So it's only about 10 by the time you get back up to the circus grounds. The walk, being early morning as it is, it's a little interesting, seeing as everyone's up and about doing their daily business, and Zerg's just kind of schlonging it through
Zerging.
town. Zerging. You get assorted gasps and averted gazes from people, mothers covering the eyes of their children. As this half-orc just makes his way back through town, his chainmail kind of tattering, dragging across the ground, scraping behind him.
It's not the only thing that's scraping across the ground, I'm sure.
Jeez.
But you make it back to your circus grounds without further incident. And it is there, I imagine, we're gonna need to take some opportunity to tend to ourselves, most likely.
I
So
go
as you
right back
return-
into my wagon and slam the door.
Pride is
How about the rest of you?
I'm gonna walk up to Zerg. Spring, I think we need to fix your armor. Looks a little
Yes. Can we send Bill to God?
broken. I don't think goats have gold.
Cheap goat.
Very cheap.
Should get job, working circus.
Yeah.
Where do we
little
fix
ranger.
where do we fix this?
We have a forge in the circus, right? Like a little makeshift forge, right?
You do. You definitely have several small forges and anvils scattered around because you do have to do a lot of metal work for the show. But looking at his armor, it's not damaged enough that you're necessarily even going to need to do that. You just need some tongs and a mallet and a hard surface to really just sort of bang rings back together into place. You could repair this with a field repair kit. Probably better with the forge, since you have access to it. You may as well. Either way, though, you can spend 10 minutes to do a crafting check to try to repair it.
I have quick repair.
You can spend 1 minute. Wow, what a legend. Okay, so he's going to be doing this very, very quickly then. So go ahead and roll me a craft check. And the DC is just the DC of the item, whereas your default chainmail is a level 0 item, so it's just DC 13 to repair a 0 level item. So you spend a minute kind of banging on it. Give me another one.
Just keep trying until it gets done.
Give me another one. Maybe this isn't actually a 10-minute activity.
That's why I took it.
Let me do it.
So after like 3 minutes of Aura tinkering on your armor, Zerg, you see absolutely no progress whatsoever. He's just kind of banging on things. Nothing's really linked together. He's flattened some of it out a bit. It hangs a little straighter, but he's not doing anything. He literally looks like he's just whacking stuff with a mallet at random.
I have a process. Let me continue. You go put some clothes on or something.
I have no clothes. This is my clothes.
Look around for a tarp or something. Like a piece of cloth or something on the ground.
Is there like a piece of cloth anywhere, or anything that I could use as a
There would be plenty of like cloth,
Yeah.
burlap, and tarps on the circus grounds that you could grab wrap around.
Pick one of those up in the store,
fashion a cloth leotard in the time being, just like a toga, basically.
So while you're putting this together, since apparently this is actually a 10-minute activity, Lizardman, what are you up to?
Well, I'm just gonna go get an old pallet and throw my shield down and pick up the pallet. Got a new shield. But I would also just pay 1 gold because I mean I'm sure I'm just buying a new shield.
Okay, so you just make a lid mechanically, and maybe spend a gold's worth of materials fastening like a brace and stuff on to be able to wield it, so you could have it as a shield. It's just the barrel lid. As you get back, Arabis and Selwyn stop off at her wagon and slam the door, and Ara leads Zerg off, and Lizard Man looking weirdly at a barrel. What are you doing?
I am going to go check on Masako, make sure he's being taken care of, and as I'm doing that, treating my wounds, because I did take a punch to the face.
Okay. So you head over to kind of sit with your wolf and patch yourself up. Masako seems perfectly fine. He's still in his pen. They keep him in an iron barred cage because he is a wolf, and nobody really has enough trust when you're not around. So like you can't really let him roam in a pen. Like the horses and the camels will stay in pens. The elephants stay to the ground. Masako and Mr. Tickles get to stay in their box. But he seems fine enough. And he looks over at you as you approach, kind of putting his nose up against the cage bars, sniffing sort of towards your wounds a little. And make me a medicine check.
During this process, I'd like to make one as well.
Okay. You're in the wagon healing yourself, so both of you two give one to me.
That's 20.
So when you restore 2d8 to yourself,
23.
Arbus, you also restore 2d8 to yourself. So one heals for 7.
So let's
I
back
love
to
that
full.
your avatar in Roll20 is freaking Stavian.
Yeah.
And
Thanks-
Arabis
thanks
for
to
11.
Sylvan.
You both patch yourselves up well enough. Meanwhile, in the distance, tink, 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 tink. How's this going? Zerg, are you taking the armor back and trying for yourself, or is he still trying?
He's still trying. I'm semi-clothed now.
All right. Give me another repair check. Ting, ting, ting. Ting, ting, ting. Give me another repair check. Ting, ting, ting. Oh, he did it!
Also
He
muted, by the way.
succeeded.
Dice
All right.
change.
So, you changed the dice color. I told you, dude, it works. That's the equivalent of grabbing a new D20. So, you took quick repair. So effectively, you can repair not in 1 minute, but in 10 minutes as if you had a decent crafting modifier. Is what you're doing. And are you trained in crafting?
You're muted.
Muted, Colby.
I'm muted.
Yeah.
I'm
There you go.
unmuted. Yes, I'm trained in crafting.
Then there's no roll for how much you repair to an item. You restore 10 to the armor. So you're able to get it largely back together. It's pretty clearly a hack job, but it's gonna hang in place. It's gonna hang fine enough. It'll work. You can wear it. It's got 2 damage on it still, but it would take another like can munching goat to really tear it off of you. So traditionally, your armor would have hardness, which would deflect most of that damage, but as you so aptly put it, those things munch through cans. That's
They
actually
eat
the
cans.
goat's special ability, is that it ignores the hardness of things it's munching. So you got it back in a workable state. He can continue working on it to try and patch it up a little better, to bring it back to really like top efficiency. You want to roll another crafting check? Zerg, you can let him continue tinkering?
He can't break it more, can he?
He absolutely can. A critical failure will deal damage to it.
You want to fix it just a little bit better one more time without screwing it up. Just one more time, perhaps.
Yeah, I got this.
Oh.
I hate you, little plant. I hate you so
I
much.
didn't mess up.
DC 13! A 5's not a critical failure.
No,
Ting, ting, ting.
it's been 10 minutes. Can I do it
So
again?
you're crafting. How's your? It's
Huh?
it's been about 10 minutes. Yeah, you can keep tinking.
Yeah, I want to keep tinking.
Yeah, alright.
I'm a perfectionist.
Keep
Hold on.
tinking.
I'm so mad
All
at you.
right, I'm done.
Ting, ting, ting.
That looks good enough for me.
So after he nods after another couple minutes of banging away on it and just kind of mashing the links that he worked together into a solid sort of nugget that runs across the front of the leotard, near the bottom where the goat had munched and ripped it apart. He's just sort of mashing it into a metal heap, and he's not.
He's good enough. He's good enough. I take it.
It's good enough.
So after what is literally 10 minutes for everyone, Zerg's armor has largely been repaired, and you've kind of come around back together. Lizard Man has managed to fashion a shield. Selwyn, after you patch up your wounds and have 10 minutes to be less disappointed in your choices, what are you guys doing?
I'll come right back out. But I'm not happy.
So mostly patched up. You, and actually you're wholly patched up. You and Arabus kind of make your way around to meet up with Zerg and Ara where they're done with their business, and Zerg's getting his leotard back on, clearly with a very amateurish repair put through.
Cool scar.
Lizard Man appears to have banged some metal and rope onto a barrel lid to fashion as a new shield with just a wee bit of reinforcement.
I mean, that's basically what my old shield looked like too, so it works out okay.
But seems to be wholly unbothered by his wounds because he's still fairly injured. Well, you took most of your damage from the goat, so I mean, like, your arm was really pretty bloodied and torn up from where it kind of ripped through you. Did you take any damage from the woman, or is it just the goat?
Just the goat.
So most of it wouldn't really be visible. I guess just the bloodied arm under the shield. Maybe a bit of a limp as he's been beaten relatively severely.
Do you want me to take a look at that lizard man?
I mean, do you know much about goat bites? I don't know. Are they like poisonous or something?
No.
Oh.
It just looks like it hurts. Does it hurt?
Well, more or less than my pride. Not very much. Doesn't hurt a whole lot. But I mean, if you know like the ways of, I guess it wouldn't hit too much. Patch back up.
Okay. I help you.
So, of all people, Mordain, with Anzu tottering along behind her, comes walking across the surface, the circus grounds here. Standing tall, wearing a surprisingly fairly kind of elegant, lightly colored dress that sort of trails along through the grass behind her, just flowing just above the top of it. And her hair just loose, dangling down her back to about her waist. With a perplexed, kind of little irritable expression on her face. The mundane basic, more or less. As she looks around, sees the group of you all coming together and you all talking here. She raises a hand. Selwyn! Selwyn, a word, a moment, please? And strides straight up to you before you can actually respond. Are we performing again, or are we getting to the road? What is all this fatting about we've been doing?
Well, I am in the current process of acquiring greater assets for our next show.
Well, how long could that conceivably take? What do we need? New tight ropes?
Long. Not those kind of assets. I'm just warming up the show. We've been doing some behind-the-scenes work, getting everybody hyped, showing up everyone. It's been great. It's just been dandy. Did you want something important?
Yes, gold! And we don't get that without doing performances. Well, it's been... And she looks
2
back
days.
towards Anzu. What, 2-3 days? No plans of travel or advertisements for a new performance? What are we even doing?
You know what, Morty? Can I call him Morty?
No.
All right, Morty. What do you suggest? Either way, we're making another performance here. So let me hear in your spectacular wisdom.
Well, then
What would you
start
advise?
flyering. Get into the town. So the advertisement, set a date. Do something. Ever since the other night we put on our opening show, which, no thanks to you, and she just kind of looks up and down Ara, whatever the hell it was you were doing out there, was a spectacular success. And we're not going to ride that. We're not going to wring more of the gold from this town while it's ready to be served up on a silver platter. What have you even been doing? Laying about basking in the sun?
Oh, I wish.
And she just shakes her head to this kind of, all sort of blank expressions and someone's exasperation. Anzu, talk to them. I'm heading back into town. This place reeks. And turns and just walks off.
Get
back out the way
reckless
she
when you
came.
leave. Bitch.
She just puts up a middle finger over her shoulder as she's walking away towards you. And Anzu.
Don't make me
What's up,
fire you.
You know, lass, things would go easier if you didn't provoke her so much.
Yeah, well, things would go easier if she wasn't such a stuck-up bitch.
He kind of sighs and walks over. Reaches out to put a hand on your shoulder. Look,
I'll slap that sign right away. Not in the mood. Not today.
look, Selwyn. You've had your business here, clearly. He looks around the group. You obviously been up to something. But can you at least... Is it something that can be hurried up? Is it urgent? Need it be dealt
Yes.
with now? All right. I trust you. But the professor's putting you in charge of the circus. I trust you got the best judgment here. Just know that, well, all of us are a bit dependent on this. It's not a huge rush, really. We made an impressive amount of coin from our opening night. Fine for some time, but you know, people get antsy, especially.
It's been 2 days. How antsy can she get? Wait, no. Wait, no. Sorry. Don't answer that. I don't want to know.
He just kind of looks at you. You just, the most tired expression gone over his face. A moment of camaraderie between you,
know
and
what,
Anzu.
I might have had you picked wrong. You may have been dealt the shit hand too.
You all gotta eat less. I make my coin where I can.
I'll
Anyway.
put my hand on his shoulder.
He pushes your
Sign of
hand off.
respect. Oh,
Also,
well,
not so much in the mood.
that's fair.
Well, I suppose I have to head back into town. What's it? Getting near 10:30. It'll be even more ornery if she doesn't get her morning tea. Best of luck
Wait,
to you.
morning tea.
And turns and a quick wave, quickly totters after Mordain.
Well, what a glamorous business this is in the show.
Dickus has always been pretty glamorous, I thought.
Sorry?
Feeling she doesn't like me.
Well, no, Aura, she does. She
From
just
around a nearby wagon. Man, Mordain is such a bitch.
God, you're such a good dog. I'm so
just
sorry.
Shakes his little dog head and turns and walks back off from wherever it was he came from.
All right, Cubby.
Covey's the best. All right, Covey's words have energized me. Let's get this on the road, and then let's get another show going.
We gotta wait a minute, because Lizard Man is being tended to by Arbus here.
Okay.
Right. Of course.
And during that minute, I want to refocus too.
So you'll refocus, plant yourself almost literally into the ground, and draw forth your energy, while Arbus restores 2d8 health to Lizard Man.
What about you, sir? Do you want your wounds like that? Are you good?
13 for you, Lizard Man.
Nice, thank you.
Zoda could use a little help. Just a little, not much.
All right, don't worry, buddy. I got this. I've
So
trained my whole
Selwyn will
life
help
for
out
the-
Zerg while
for the-
Arbus is...
Well, I've trained at least the last 2 weeks for this. I'm not very good at this.
Oh, jeez. Selwyn, that's
7.
not how that goes.
Yeah, Selwyn's trying. She's doing some stuff. She's not kidding. She has almost literally no training. She has probably read a book, but practical application is something entirely different. And she really clearly has no idea how to do anything other than just strap some cloth around your wounds. And it's a bit tight, kind of painful. Not positive it's helping, really.
Looking good.
Right.
It's like looking good.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very grateful.
Anytime. We both know that didn't go right, and we were neither saying anything.
Well, we've all lost enough respect this morning. So, after this patch up now, still fairly early on, not even to noon yet. Well, we did kind of get some leads from Una. She mentioned a couple things we already knew about. Cubby had also told us something was wrong with the church. And we'd been by the mill. But the Lindell barn, that's something new. That's something we haven't heard about quite yet. It's also something we don't
Well, I'm glad you're
know
reminding
exactly
us
where it
because I
is.
was busy nursing my concussion during that whole exchange.
Those would be the things that she had told you.
Thank you.
So the only
well,
thing of the sideshow they've investigated you haven't been to yet is the House of Golden Laws, the Church of Abadar in town.
Right.
But you did the one new location you got from her was the Lindell Barn. You don't know where that is, but you can ask around town if you need to find it. It's only so much town, really.
During these 10 minutes I'm fixing up Zerg, I suddenly remember the reason why the battle happened. And I am acutely aware that we saved 10 gold. And my mood is instantly back. Oh, right, yeah. Oh,
This was absolutely worth 10 gold.
Yes. So, plan currently. Feel free to object. That's good. We figure out whatever's going with the mill. Then we set up a show, start barking it out, wait for the mayor to get us the meeting for the church while we're setting up the show, and then we deal with that in between.
You've been to the
So we
mill.
have-
The mill was where you went with the wasp swarm.
No, the
You've done that
barn.
already.
Sorry.
Oh, the barn.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Okay.
church.
Well, the church, we're getting a meeting with the
I
from
was
the
with
mayor.
the
He's gonna be with the
druids.
druids. That's not
fuck.
that's not the
I'm
Abadar
having-
church.
Oh, I'm
You've been hit
sorry.
very hard.
I got hit very hard. It's good that like the one time I have an excuse, you know.
Yeah,
It's
so
what I
we'll go
forget
to the
at the
church. That plan, but with the church.
Yes, that plan went with the church. So we sort that out today. Then we start barking out shit tomorrow. And then
I think we could ask Tulip to get some flyers going.
You genius, lizard. Yeah. ask everyone
Now it
around
is
that
early. It is early on in the day. If you want, so So what's today? Today is the 26th of Callistril, I believe, actually. 26th of Callistril. So if you want to set a show for 1 week from today, because that's just how you do it. You give it a week of access, or a week of pre-hype, rather. So it'll be the 4th of Farast. You could set that up now. You don't have to take the downtime activities to promote it, to schedule it. You can do that at any point during the week leading up to it.
Right.
But is it like the middle of the week? Do we want it on the weekend? Or do like...
That would be on a wheel day, which is Wednesday, basically. It would be put on a hump day circus.
Is there a benefit to putting it on like a Friday or something?
You would know, similar to actual life. I mean, your show takes place pretty late. It's sundown. But I mean, wheel day is similar to how it is Wednesday is for us. It's just the midweek work night.
Right.
Most people would probably have their evenings, their afternoons free already, where they'd already planned on heading to a tavern or just staying in or meeting up for whatever they do. But it would be a work day, and that could be better or worse. I mean, realistically, in Galarian, every day is a work day except for Sunday, which is they take off as the religious observance. It's only kind of a one-day weekend here. So it doesn't super matter, because honestly, having it on Sunday would probably be worse than putting on a normal work day.
Okay.
In that case, yeah, let's set it up. Let's do it. And we'll have the everybody, the rustabouts and everyone start getting the word out. Let's have a talk with the professor about it.
Okay, yeah, before you leave, that is certainly a thing that you could do. You could talk with the professor and ask his plans. And as you go find him, he's always pretty easy to locate just around the circus grounds. Recently, largely just been resting as well, because there's not a ton going on at this particular moment. You listen to your ideas. I think it's wise, all things considered. Capitalizing on the excitement of our previous show and your showdown with the Celestial Menagerie yesterday are both fantastic opportunities we'd be unwise to pass up on. That leaves us plenty of time as well for you to wrap up whatever matters you have been handling for the mayor in town, and to check into the last of Aberton's woes. With their minds set at ease from these recent plagues, they'd be even more likely to attend our show.
And we won't feel bad about robbing them blind. Incredible.
So
Sorry. No.
I've certainly done well, putting you and your friends here in charge. You're an admirable fill to Thunder's mighty shoes.
Oh, it's very nice, Professor. Let's see if I can live up to it.
Well, you have so far. We've all got faith in you. After all, it's your show now. So,
I'll do
with
my
the
best.
professor's backing, we're going to head back into town then, I suppose, to head down to the church.
Do we want to go for the bar first, or the barn? Sorry, or the church?
That
Oh,
is
we
the
hid a bit of the
question.
church. The only person we hid from the barn was from Mordrain, so can't be that important.
The
barn?
barn information came from the dwarf at the Mad
Yeah, that was the
Bug.
dwarf. Yeah.
The one who had the goat that beat you silly.
Yeah. No, I'd like to capitalize on what we had a brawl for.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
So barn then?
Yes.
So as you head into town now, you have a name, Lendell Barn. Assumedly, that is a family that has their holdings somewhere around the outside of town. There's quite a few barns posted up generally around Aberton, as there's not a whole lot else really going on. So you'd have to head into town first and poke around a bit and try to figure out where exactly this barn would be. So you're going to need to gather some information. Who, hesitate to ask, is not complete garbage at diplomacy?
I think me.
I'm not complete garbage, but I'm also.
I'm very diplomatic with this
I only
problem.
have a 4 to
Zerg
the
is
roll.
very diplomatic.
I have +7.
I'm not trained.
So you can go around together. You don't have to be trained. It's an untrained action. But you can go around together as a group and have one of you take the lead, or you can split up to try to kind of canvass the town and gather information individually.
Oh, we're canvassing. Lizard, let's go.
Yeah.
Get some
Canvassing
information.
it is. Lizard and Zerg head off to go ask around. What the rest of you?
I'm gonna look to Gray
Count
and
his fist.
Leaf.
Is he going to go beat people up for information? Is that his plan?
I hope not.
No, we talk.
Yeah, we're good at
Okay.
talking. Don't worry, people trust us.
I know that is effective sometimes. If you beat people within an inch of their life, I believe that tell you anything.
That's actually what we did last. Yeah, just about.
That was our
an hour
most
ago.
recent information gathering success.
I know that's why I'm saying it, because it was very effective.
That makes
It
me
was, but-
nervous.
Well, I don't
Sorry.
think we'll need it here. I think you guys should probably stick with me.
Uh,
I don't trust you alone in the town.
Oh,
wait, whoa.
Selwyn says that, and I taught her off after Zerg and Lizard.
See you later. Leaf.
Bye, Ara. I'll stay with you, Selwyn.
So
as
Selwyn-
long as you're not unattended.
Selwyn and Arabus are going to head through town themselves, asking around about the Lindell family, trying to find someone to spare some time to let you know where their barn is. So we'll start with you two. Well, I guess Zerg and Lizard and Ara headed off quite steadfastly. We'll start there. So whose diplomacy do we want to use? And does anyone want to attempt to aid it?
My 0 versus your what?
0. Woohoo!
Mine's a 4.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
I'll just throw the plan at people.
All right, so Ara taking the lead here as Lizard Man and Zerg follow around behind. And this one is a secret check. So it's going to take some time to sort of ask around and kind of gather up some information, collect, general town rumors. And with a +4, people are kind of busy. There's still a lot going on. People are worried, people are panicked, and the only thing you can really get is a couple of people who know of the Lindells, who have met with them before, who maybe drink with them every now and then, but don't know anything about their business or their barn. All they know is that they haven't heard from them in about 3 to 4 days, which is an unusual amount of time. No leads on where their barn is, though, after 2 hours canvassing the town. Now, Selwyn and Arbus, who's taking the lead on this?
That'd be me.
Arbus, do you want to assist?
I can assist, yes.
All right, so now you can just roll me a diplomacy check because assist isn't secret.
Okay. A natural 1 for a 6. There you go.
So you are not a cultured person. You don't understand societal norms. You're unsettling to people. Zindern, you're going to take a -1 on your check, which is secret. So what is your diplomacy modifier?
Well, now it's a +6.
Artemis definitely making it worse. Not helping.
And
You
I'm
just kind
sure
of
I
have
can
this.
tell.
You have this weird, creepy mud lady following you around, and kind of unsettled. People are rather quick to sort of brush you off, and you are much the same. I ain't seen him. Haven't seen him in some time. Haven't heard from him in days. They've up and disappeared. Left town maybe with everything that's been going wrong. But
Just wonder where
finally,
the fucking barn is.
you find one lady. You find one lady who is quite worried. Lendos. Jano and Bindo. Yes, Nabadar for that. I haven't heard from them in days. I've been worried. But I haven't the will to head down and check myself. Nor the time, truth be told. The barn's out south of town. Follow the road down to the southeast. Almost down the coast, and about a half mile down that way on the left. You'll walk past, seeming like you've left all civilization for a stretch of road in the trees. But fret not, you're on the right path. Please, could you check in on them for me? I hope that's
Absolutely.
what you're after in the first place. Oh, you must be a blessing from the Judge of Gods himself. Thank you.
Probably a little,
After 2 hours, you I've also heard they disappeared. But you have a location.
All right,
So the
sweet.
barn. If I'm gonna bring us back over to the map here, as the afternoon has begun. The barn is down here, sort of off the beaten path, down this road on the very corner of the map, literally behind my face. That I actually don't think there's really a way I can get it out from underneath. My
Oh, wow,
face.
all the
You
way
can-
down there.
Yeah, you can kind of see it right here. Those who are watching, I'm sorry. It's very in the corner. Meeting back up at about 1 p.m. to exchange your information. You now have a destination. And so, the group of you set off. Fortunately, you were not led awry, and much as the lady said, about a half mile outside of town, you come in sight of the barn. It's very simple, really. It's your standard affair, 2 stories high with that big rounded wooden roof, braced up with wooden frames on the exterior on the front of the road facing as you approach. It's got huge double barn doors on the front that are currently held shut. It's surrounded by an assortment of just shrubbery and bushes kind of growing around the outside of the area. But approaching from the road, nothing really looks out of the ordinary. There is a pasture behind the barn that you can see, which is well grown over and choked with weeds. It clearly hasn't been used in at least months.
I wouldn't know enough about farming to notice, I would say.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe.
So as you guys are coming out here, what are you all doing? Exploration mode, Selwyn.
I'm drawing my swords and gonna start sneaking.
Be sneaky beaky. It's kind of a barren road leading up to the place. There's not a ton to hide in, but you're small and can kind of hide amongst your comrades here. How about you, Arvis?
How about tracks, foot traffic in certain areas? Is there anything?
Absolutely, you could be searching for tracks. You would be seeking, then, taking perception to try and see if there is anything out of the ordinary around. Lizardman.
I'm just looking for anything interesting. Like, this place is the boringest place ever, so I'm also seeking, just looking for anything of interest.
Zerg! I imagine also similarly bored, but doing what?
There is a lot of plants and things here. Maybe I find some flowers for Ilva.
Ooh. You're getting into it now. All right. So you're looking around for something nice to bring the lady. Ara.
I'm gonna keep my eyes trained on the barn while we're walking up to it. I'm just staring it down, making sure nothing happens. I'm unnerved by quiet.
So, you could be scouting, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
watching out for any kind of danger here.
Yep,
As you're approaching
that'll
the barn, Zerg, Lizardman, and Arbus all give me perception checks. My seekers.
15.
21.
24.
Solid 24 there. So as you're looking up here, Arbus, you would see a couple of things that seem out of the ordinary. There are nearly no tracks on the beginning of this path leading up to the barn where it splits from the road. Like, no one's passed in days. But there definitely is some activity up closer to the barn door itself. So somebody has been here, but they don't all look like boot prints. You can see one track, by mistake, coming up from the road that stands alone. It looks like it was just a person. It looks like they made their way up towards the barn. I guess they made their way up towards the barn sometime somewhat recently. Looking at the barn itself, you and Zerg would both notice that around the frame of the large barn door are some little scorch marks just on the cracks themselves, as if something had burned them from the inside and just a little bit of soot had poked through and come out. As you approach the Born, Arubis alone, with your knowledge of nature, would be the only one to see a trap lying in wait, and just barely be able to call to arms to shout a warning before everyone had stumbled directly into the thing.
Stop.
Because down here on the southern side, lurking amongst the undergrowth, is a strange growth. It's definitely plant, but it's two massive leaves, flat, almost flat together, drawing open to a toothy maw. And as you all get a little closer to this thing, as she notices this thing, it lashes out from the undergrowth. I'm gonna need some initiative, comrades. There's a angry plant.
Oh man. Oh god.
Oh,
Boy, you are on fire today. You know that?
Actually, just the
Oh
best.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
There we
some thing
go.
here. I'm going to extrapolate the map a little
Oh
bit,
nice, thank you. That's very
just so
helpful.
there's room to move further back. Just continue this little divider right here. Because I mean, it's the edge of the map, but it's just the edge of the map. You can definitely move backwards from here. Now this thing is quite stealthy, and it is going to roll stealth for initiative, as it, just as Selwyn did, as it was hiding, waiting for its opportunity. But as Arubis shouts the warning, Selwyn here is the first to react.
I wonder if I can intimidate a plant. I sure am gonna try. Give him a glare.
Okay. Well,
For 19.
let me consult the plant trait. So, as you glare at this plant, with all the intimidation your little gnome face can muster, it really does not seem phased. You kind of feel this like Venus flytrap vine thing doesn't really have the sentience to be afraid.
It should. And I cast Electric Arc on it. Wow! Sam.
Can always follow up with that. That's reflex save, right?
Yes, it is. Let me look. Spell DC 17.
It is going to pass.
So half of whatever comes outside here. That's one lower. So that's a 2.
2 damage. And as you zap it, it rides a bit, making its presence kind of known to everybody as it wreaths up from the shrubbery, sporting not one, but 2 of these massive snapping jaws. And you can see the whole of this plant is very large and very sturdy. Arbus.
Okay. And as so because it I would know it's not sentient, so I can't really communicate with it because it's not technically an animal. It's kind of just sort of
It's a plant. It's not an animal.
yeah.
It's categorically
okay.
not an animal.
Well,
You can make a nature check. You can use one action to recall knowledge.
yeah. Let me do that. I'm gonna use one to. That seems like a good move. Let me do a nature check. Recall some knowledge. Or a big fat 10.
Good news. Recall knowledge is a secret check, so that doesn't count.
Oh, great.
8's your modifier?
Yes, sir.
Okie dokie. So as you look at this thing, I mean, it's clearly a large, bulky, like fly trap of some sort, but you don't know much about it. Animals through your area of expertise, not plants.
Okay. One action. So for my second action, can I move right here in front of Aura? And I'm gonna look at the plant, and then I'm gonna look at Zerg, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm just gonna say, "Show the Stormlord what you can do," and I'm gonna cast guidance on him. It's a cantrip.
Okay, you're gonna feel a little bit of this magical power kind of fill you here, and then yeah, you can use that on any d20 roll during your turn before you roll it to get a +1.
That's right.
This creature kind of shrugs forward, free of the shrubbery. Its two massive jaws both kind of lurching forward before they snap out one after the other. One towards Arabus and one towards Lizardman. Arabus, what's your AC?
19.
It is going to hit you. Lizardman, what's your AC?
Also 19.
It's going to miss you. Just not going quite far enough as you kind of lunge backwards a little bit and scattering across your armor. So as this thing's big pods just kind of slap around Arbus, you're grabbed immediately and pulled back to this thing. Additionally, not only do its like weird toothy growths kind of punch through your armor and crush you, you can also feel what's got to be some kind of a digestive saliva or enzyme inside their mouth as it pulls you forward, burning against your exposed skin. You're going to take a total of 8 damage. And what is your reflex DC?
6.
16. 10
Oh.
plus your save as you do.
Well,
so.
I thought you wanted the number, and then you
Yeah.
had the
Okay.
whatever.
Ooh, that's a natural one. That's a villain point. I'm down to 1.
Oh no!
Loopy
No!
Caster's feeling me. Loopy Caster's feeling me while he's feeling his plant. Plant,
Man.
not a natural one. I need this. That's much better. He's going to critically succeed, not that it matters. And just like that, it snaps, pulls her forward, opens again, and swallows her completely. Lizard man.
Shit.
Ah! Artemis!
Wait, hold on. You take more damage.
Ah!
15 more from being swallowed. So now the plant is still
15.
sitting there, both of its mouths still ready for more strikes. Arbus is gone. Swallowed into this thing's stomach.
Okay. I quickly unsling my Atlas, and I just come and whomp down on the top of this plant.
As you start moving towards it, after it consumes Arabus, the trap it went through just kind of opens up wide, almost like it's like forcing her back. Look, go ahead.
Oof. Natural 1.
You need to stop rolling natural. Change your dice color right now.
Okay.
God is talking to you directly.
Okay. So that misses. No, I didn't move.
Wait.
This
Oh, your
is the
Atlas.
Atlas.
Right, your Atlas. You're swinging the Atlas at it.
And then I guess I'll raise a shield. I don't think like I can't see any part of her, can I?
No, she's gone. You can't see her at all.
This is alarming.
She's just gone. And this thing's just sitting there
okay.
with that fly trap, just that one trap that swallowed her, just wide open, like a snake that just ate.
And then I guess we move. Wait, so 5, 10, 15,
So
20.
draw Ackles, strike with Ackles, move away.
I'm gonna have my Ackles. I'm like, okay, this is alarming.
Ara.
Oh, I've never seen a plant do that before.
That's the most alarming
I
thing
look
ever.
over Zerk. Spring, if you can't pull Arbus out of that, or if you can't pull Summer out of that alive, then you're not the strongest man alive, and I run this way. cast produce flame on the plant. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just run off.
Yeah, I taught her off. And I cast produce flame on the plant for 26 total.
Ooh.
Boy.
26 is definitely going to hit. And so we'll do 7 damage.
7 damage.
So as you throw this little fireball out towards the plant, it catches. And the thing rides back as almost just an instinctive response. Fire seems to be exceptionally effective against the creature.
Would hope.
Zerg!
Oh boy. I came to get flour for lady, not put lady in flour. This is problem.
How far are we? How what are we looking at here?
10 feet, so
oh.
just a single stride up to him. Because like nobody can see the thing until you're real close.
Nobody messes with any of Zorg's ladies, okay? Nobody. Plant, creature, whatever. I seem calm, I'm not calm. I'm very angry now. You mess with Zorg's women. I'm gonna rage. Zergy rage.
All right.
And wait, how do I want to do this? I want to. How tall is this thing?
So it's a pretty huge like area. It's taking up probably about 10 feet across, and it lurches up now that it's come free from its hiding place, towering a bit over you. It's a big mass, really, of plant that's
Right.
probably about 7 feet tall.
Are there
But its
any
main- its main mass-
vines?
It does have these two snapping bits are on very long vines that just kind of wave out around the thing.
I'd like to climb and onto one of those vines. Run up.
Okay.
So rage, move, climb, and grab on.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
12.
+1.
+1.
13. That makes it not a critical failure, so it does matter. 12 is a critical failure. But 13 makes it not a critical failure. So you move up and you try to climb this thing, to just get up onto it to try and find Arbus. And as you do, the open fly trap that's just there dangling, as you come in and touch, reflexively snaps on you. What's your AC?
19.
And as you're trying to climb up on the thing, able to slide away out of the path just barely as this thing, with alarming speed and an audible crack, snap shut just inches from you. Selwyn.
I want to move to here.
Okay. So you run up
And-
behind the thing.
I'll like to attack twice.
It is flanked.
It is flanked.
flat-footed.
It is flat-footed. I think. Fucking plants.
It don't have feet.
They ain't
don't
got
have
no feet. They can't be flat-footed. They ain't got feet.
Or a 15 on the first, and I'd like to use my hero point I got from Kyle.
All right. I didn't you use that already? I'm pretty
I-
sure. Did he give you two?
Well, maybe I fucked up the sheet. Sorry.
You used it in the
I
bar
might have
fight
used it.
for your
Yeah,
fortitude
okay,
save.
Yeah, I used it. You're right.
How about
I forgot to change
15?
it.
15, you're gonna strike the thing with your short sword, but its outer layer, it's just thick, living fiber. Like you chop across it, but it's just kind of a surface level hit. It doesn't do any real damage to the thing. You have to hit it just a little harder.
Trying again. That is not a great one. That is. Oh, that's a 6.
6 is certainly not gonna do it either.
Yeah.
Arbus, you are inside the fly trap. So while you're in here, you can very clearly feel that not only is its system, its digestion, crushing and burning you, you can't breathe either. This is very bad. So you basically, there's a couple things that are happening here. You're slowed 1, so you only have 2 actions. You're grabbed, so you're immobilized and flat-footed. You can try to take the escape action to literally try to crawl back out the thing's mouth with all the force that you can muster. Or you can attempt to cut your way free, but you can only use light bulk weapons because of how constrictive the inside of this thing is. Now, you can still, like, cast spells and stuff. You are just grabbed and slowed. You can use your 2 actions to cast a spell, but that's probably not going to help you get out of the thing.
Okay. I got 2 actions, right?
2 actions. Yep, you're slowed 1.
I can battle medicine myself.
You can battle medicine yourself, yeah.
Take out my powder and go. Try to.
Take some smelling salts. Make a
got
medicine check.
Okay.
You
19.
succeed. You restore 2d8 health. Which is 4. Restore 4 health. Do you have a bandolier?
I don't remember buying one. No.
Like what we got for Zerg? Then it's what first action is get your healing kit. Second action's battle medicine. But you're trying to stay alive in here. You're healing.
Damn it.
If that changes your action, you can. If that changes
Well,
what you want to do.
I don't. I was going to do with the other one. I was the heal myself, but that's the same thing technically anyway with a 1 action.
Yeah, you could instead just do a 2-action heal.
You could just do a
When
2-action heal
when
and
you
heal
were
for
making your
58%
character,
instead.
when you bought stuff, did you buy a druid's kit or did you just buy equipment individually? Do you remember that? Because all the kits come with bandoliers.
She did not get a druid's kit. No,
no.
she just got some basic
Okay.
stuff.
Real
Okay.
basic stuff. Well,
Bandolier may be a thing to invest in. Anyway, so you instead of that, you 2-action heal yourself.
Yeah, if that's all right, yeah.
Now, yeah, that's fine because you didn't know that. While you are grabbed, you do have to make a concentration check.
Shit. Let's
So-
make it easy here.
Quick
all right?
reaction. Do you 2 actions to pull out your kit and
Yeah.
heal yourself, or to cast the spell and hope you don't lose it?
Spell.
All right. So you attempt to manifest this healing spell. Just roll. It's a flat d20 now. No stats affect this at all. This is a 20% chance to fail.
7.
Gets off.
It does?
So we'll take, yeah, it's 20% chance to fail. So that's
Jesus.
DC 5. So you rolled the 2d8 already. We'll take that 1, but say you heal for 9 instead of 4 because d8 plus 8 with your magic. And
Okay.
as you heal for 9, you take 9 damage as well from the digestion of the fly trap. So you're stabilizing yourself. The fly trap here, not particularly smart. There's a giant raging man trying to climb on it, but it was unsuccessful at eating. So it is going to try to eat you again, but more directly style. So your AC is 18 now, right, from Rage? Zerk,
Sorry, what?
your AC is 18 while you're raging?
Yeah, I believe it goes down one.
It goes down one. So as it focuses, it snap quickly using both of its jaws coming around to tunnel in on you. And both of them are going to manage to connect kind of together as it's one big committed snap from both jaws. And you are going to take 11 damage. And you are also now grabbed.
Okay.
Now, while you're grabbed in one of these snapping leaves, the one remaining is going to turn back around and snap towards Selwyn. Selwyn, what's your AC?
19.
It's gonna miss. It just kind of committed a lot to biting Zerg here. Lizard man.
I see these guys. Everybody's getting grabbed all over the place. I drop my Atlas, raise my shield, and sprint, dive in, grab this first stock I see, and start trying to strangle it with everything I have. So I go right over here. Or I guess, it doesn't really matter. I'll be next to Zerg.
Right, fair. Okay.
And I am going to try and slash this thing ribbons with a 16 on the day.
16 is going to get much like what Selwyn was finding. You scrape through the outer layer of this plant, but it's, again, phenomenally thick, knotted, and hardy. It's just a superficial wound, really, just oozing some clear, pungent sap with a very strong, sweet smell, but dealing no real damage to the thing itself.
Yep. And
But
that's my turn.
as you hit it, as you touch the thing, as Venus flytraps are wont to do, reflexively, the one that had leaned out towards Selwyn snaps back over towards you. Got your shield up, though.
21s.
Big brain plays. Still gonna snap you.
It's okay. It's worth a shot.
Seems to be pretty, they're very large maws, nearly as big as you. It's pretty effective at biting you. And that is going to deal 11 damage. And now you are also grabbed. So both of its two maws are currently on Zerg and Lizard Man, holding them together in front of it. Ara.
I think this is scarier than the goat.
Well, this is an actual fight, so it should be
Yes.
scarier than the goat.
It's an actual fight. The goat's pretty terrifying. I am a plant. Goats eat plants.
Goats eat
Plants don't eat
everything.
plants. I'm going to use my elemental focus on the plant, or my elemental toss, to sling a one action bolt fire at it with an 18 total to hit.
18's gonna hit.
I don't know why it's only doing +2. It should be.
Well, I know
I
you got
think
one more.
we're-
You got one more on there, right? There's one more that says.
It should be 6 + 1, because that doesn't add anything else to it.
6 + 1. That's a D. Wait. You rolled an 8. You rolled. Ignore what it says on the screen. We go by the chat log because Roll20 does this sometimes. You rolled an 8, even though it clearly is a 6 on the screen.
Okay.
So it's an 8 + 1 is 9, and then it's also super effective against the plant, and burns away a decent, catches a good deal of its actual central body, which is now smoldering.
And coming off of that, can I cast Heal on Arbus even if she's in the plant?
No, because you don't have line of effect.
Okay.
You can't see her to target her.
Why can't the plant be clear?
You burn it
just
more,
gonna-
it'll be clear.
Okay, I'm gonna burn it more. I'm gonna cast Produce Flame on it.
All right,
actions
secondary
at a
fireball. This one's at a
-5.
-5, so a 13 is going to miss.
Yeah.
All right, Zerg, you are grabbed, which means you
Yes.
are basically immobilized and flat-footed. You can still. It actually does not really affect your ability to attack it at all. But if you want to break free from it, you can. Try to pull it off of you, but you can still, as it's just kind of clamped around your torso. That does not interfere with the punching hands.
It's clamped around my torso. Am I in the one that grabbed Arabus? Can I tell that?
I'd say sure, because it's the first head that lashed out. So you would be on the one that ate Arabis, yes.
Cool. I don't know how many turns this is, how many moves this is going to take. I'll leave that up to you. But what I'd like to try and do is try and get a foot into the mouth and open it up like, you know, Rancor style. You know what I'm saying? Hold the mouth open. Hold the thing.
Okay, you want to grab it back. So maybe
I wanna
athletics.
grab it back, essentially. Keep the like, hold the mouth open.
Yeah, athletics. You try and wrench this mouth open.
22.
Oh.
22 grabs it back. So you're both grabbed because you kind of both have each other here. Because if either one of you stops, then the other one's definitely gonna have you grabbed. So you're kind of grabbing, wrenching these jaws, holding them, trying to pry them apart. And as you do, you can see that inside this thing, letting down the thick vine winding behind it, is almost just sealed plant flesh. It's not just like an open throat or a tube that you can see or reach through easily.
Gross. I guess I'll try and punch it from where I am, like inside, internally punch.
Rope punch.
Internal punching. No, just punch in the throat. Punch it, hold its mouth open and punch it in the throat.
Yeah.
All right, give me them attacks.
Ah!
It's okay. Maybe not the first punch, but the second punch, surely.
What's with these dice today?
This is a natural one party, my dudes.
Okay. 17.
17 hits your second. It's your third attack, technically, because the trying to wrestle it was the first, so the minus
Well,
10.
right, yeah,
Minus 8,
sorry.
because fists are agile, so it's a 9. You're just going to start punching at this meat, but you can't really get... Now that you're trying to wrestle it open, you can't really get a good angle to, like, swing your fist in at it very effectively. Selwyn.
Oh. Sorry, what was my temp health for raging? I forgot to add that.
I actually added... I just took 4 less health off you when it bit you.
Cool, thank you.
Because you have 4, right?
Yeah,
I
it should be
think so.
5 because it's east level
5?
2. And
Oh,
it's
okay, so
common
one
modifier.
more. You have 1 more health than it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do 4 less off your health bar than
Right.
the damage I said.
I am
I got you.
going to swing away. 21
21 hits.
for 12 damage if it can take precision damage.
It absolutely can. And you're also flanking, so you get sneak attack too.
Oh.
That is on there, I believe. Is it?
Oh, is it in there? Oh, it is in there. You're right. So 12 damage.
Second is a 14, sadly. Well, 9 after, and then
Yeah.
third attack
On the second slash.
is a 4.
Let me double check something real quick. Okay, never mind. So you do 12 damage to the thing with a flurry of strikes, just hacking away at its backside as both of the X with snapping traps are clamped on Lizardman and Zerg on the other side, turned away from you, trying to consume them as well. Arabis, how you doing?
I mean, this sucks. I'm aware this is a bad situation, but I have faith in the Stormlord and my friends, and I'm gonna do the same thing again, and I'm gonna try to sustain my life as long as possible and try to heal again.
Another
Two
2 action heal.
Let me roll my concentration.
How many heals did you prepare today?
2.
You cost them out at the bar.
No. Shit, you're right, I did.
You have no heals though. I was like, how many fucking heals
I
do you
thought
have?
we rested at the circus for some reason. When
For
we went
10
back
minutes,
home.
yeah. Well, it's not a new day
Yeah.
though. It was a brief
Yeah,
rest.
that's right. It wasn't
so,
a whole day.
That did
Well, then
not
I'm gonna
restore
do-
spells.
Yeah.
I'll do the 2 action battle medicine then.
So you pull out your medicine kit, and your magic failing you, try to treat yourself. Medicine check.
Oh god.
So, well, first of all, treating yourself does still have the manipulate trait, so it's very difficult to do while inside the creature. So roll me a flat d20 once to see if you can manage to even do that.
There's a
Because that-
concentration on that too.
It's a concentration check for anything with the manipulate trait. Anything you're trying to do or finagle inside the creature is going to fail. So you're too constricted to be able to get your medicine kit out and to deal with yourself. And your faith in the Stormlord, here, I'll open roll. Because you're not necessarily unconscious. You could roll lower than 5. How much faith you got in the Stormlord right now, Arabis?
All of it.
With
I admire that.
Thank you.
Gotta hold on to that faith. With 11 damage, not that any of you on the outside would know, Arubis is a dying 1. Is now being digested. Snapping Flytrap out here is full of Druid right now and can't really effectively swallow either of you. So it's going to release you both and just kind of defensively try to take you down with a series of just snapping attacks at your 21 and your 18 AC. Zerg first. Zerg's gonna get critically hit. Lizard Man second. Lizard Man's gonna get critically hit.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
That was a 19 and a 20. Dice are not in your favor today. So,
Okay, so what do I take?
Zerg is going to take only 10. It's all right. He's still up. They're snapping, but they can't actually, like, really get you. It's only so dangerous. Lizard Man is going to take 18 and get the much worse of it. And then it's going to just chomp back down, grabbing both of you again before releasing again and just continuing the biting salvo. Aimed 50-50, 1, 2, 3 lizard, 4, 5, 6 Zerg. It's not smart Zerg, it's just attacking somebody randomly. And this last attack is gonna miss. It's already kind of out of flurry of snapping jaws. It's its third attack. It's minus 10. Lizard men. The situation goes desperate.
Yeah, well, you know what to do in times of trouble. Roll better.
Ooh.
26.
26. Zerg is wrestling this creature, and it did not attempt to escape. Holding it kind of in place. It's grabbed. It's flat-footed. 26 is a critical hit.
Aha!
So you, with increased ferocity, rip 16 points of damage through the snapping flytrap.
Then I will try again. For a 16.
Well, I'll let you do math if a 26 hits. Or 26 crits.
Yay.
A 16 is going to hit.
I'm trying to slash my way and just like rip down so that I can get towards Arvis.
So you're just now ripping wildly into this thing. And
Yep.
you spend your as it shudders and its stalks thump to the ground with great weight. It's not nearly the cutting that's going to be necessary to get Arvis free. So you spend one action starting just rip through to the center of this thing, trying to get Arvis out. Ara.
I'm also. I don't even have a sharp thing with me. How am I supposed to get Arbus out?
You can see a dagger at my hip.
You have a
Burn the
dagger at
flesh
your
on
hip?
it?
Ah, I do, yes.
I'm gonna actually run up the lizard, take his dagger, and then continue on my way to the plant for my entire action. Or that would be one move. Yeah, that'd be one move, and take Lizard Man's dagger off his hip and say, "I give this right back." I'm gonna proceed to start hacking away at the plant.
Alrighty, so with one action and then one to move over, one to draw the dagger out, and one more action of helping Lizard Man cut through this thing. It's beefy. It's still not enough for you to get to Arbus. But you're starting to cut and dig in, and with no resistance, you're making significant progress. Zerg.
So I'm still in the mouth, yeah?
Yeah, the mouth's kind of dropped limp, but you're still holding it.
Gotta find Arubus, so I'm gonna attempt to punch as far in at the throat hole as I can, the throat hole of the plant.
So you're
Just
gonna
try and get Arubus out.
wildly swing like mad at this thing. Just with your fists, trying to punch your way through thick plant meat. It's
Yeah, pretty much.
you're working. Maybe not the most effective way to get in there, but boy, Zerg is helping in the only way he knows how. Raging monkey hands, just desperately trying to push through a plant esophagus. Selwyn.
I'm gonna cut in as far as I can with every action.
Yeah, you don't have to roll. You don't have to roll to hit him. You automatically hit him.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Oh, sweet.
So you just spent 3 actions trying to punch your way in.
Can I rib into it and find?
So, with this third action spent trying to tear this thing apart, you get through to Aribus. That's not over yet.
And
Now, when Aribus cast a spell, it used up all the air she had in her lungs. So when she passed out, she started suffocating. Aribus, I need you to make a fortitude save.
well, how wait? So was it my third action or was it just the
It was your
third
first
action?
action that gets you in there, because it's
Right.
the third total action. Lizard 1, Ara 1.
Can I do
you 1.
anything with a medicine check here?
Yes, you can attempt to stabilize, but I need
Right.
the fortitude save first.
Okay.
'Cause this would have been before you could get her out.
25.
Yeah, it's solid. I probably should have said the stakes on this first. Suffocation's a DC.
I'm
20.
glad you didn't.
Suffocation's a DC 20 fortitude save. If you fail, you take D10 damage, so you go to dying 2. If you critically fail, you die outright. So
DC 20?
you had a 10 or lower on your fort save, you would have just suffocated.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad you didn't say anything.
Didn't have to set the stakes there. Didn't have the pressure. So you, as you cut Arbus free and finally have access to her now, can attempt to provide first aid. And that's 2 actions.
Right.
Does require healer's tools.
I do have those.
tools? Do you have a bandolier?
I don't know. Well,
You can pull out the healer's tools and have them ready for anybody else to treat her. But you, after the 1 action to get her free, you wouldn't have enough actions left to try to save her this turn.
I'll pull out my healing ampule and feed it to her.
Do what?
It's called healing ampule in this, right? Cure Light Wounds potion.
Oh, it's different. There's healing potion and healing elixir. There's
Right.
magical and non-magical ones. Whichever one you have, you pull out and you force feed Aribus. And go ahead and roll me that healing amount.
Let's see. Should have written this down. What healing potion?
Do you know if it was a
1d8.
probably yeah, I was gonna say it's probably a minor
Minor.
healing potion, which is 1d8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have health. Aribus returns to consciousness here.
So
In
scrap
the-
that off the sheet.
Wreckage of this plant that has been torn apart by her party. Everything went black inside the snapping flytrap, but now Selwyn is just cramming a bottle in your mouth frantically as you lay on the ground. You're wounded 1, but you're alive.
I'll fall to the ground, breathe a big sigh of relief.
I tackle Arbus in a big embrace.
Aribus is already on the ground.
I'm ready
Yep.
to go.
Yep. I know she's on the ground.
There's no need to worry. I know the Stormlord wouldn't leave me.
I'm gonna
Alright,
pick
so-
up Arbus and start walking back towards the circus.
Yeah, well, today sucks. We're trying again tomorrow.
So,
Come with me. You are mine. I am going to take you back home.
so you,
back rides.
Lizardman and Zerg, torn to absolute tatters from this battle here. As our Zerg's rage slowly subsides, and you can kind of see how bloodied he is. Aribus being pulled unconscious in this thing's stomach. Lizardman's done. Lizardman's done. He picks Aribus up, throws her over his shoulder, and just starts walking.
Can
How about everyone
I
else?
tend to his wounds on the way? Like do a medicine as we're walking back?
Sure. Kind of difficult with Artemis sort of bouncing along here.
Yeah. I wouldn't attempt that. She's way better at that.
These
than
bestiary
I
cards
am.
are seriously so useful. This is my third monitor. I can just see all of its stats under here. I love these things. I underestimated how useful these would be.
On the way back.
Actually running a thing.
Aha. You know lizard anatomy.
Ah,
I
yeah,
love
you get
lizard
20.
anatomy. You heal for 5. I don't know it that well, but I do know it.
Hey, you know, it's better than nothing.
Touch him up a bit. It helps. It helps. But as you kind of haul Arbus, sort of dazed and confused, back to the circus grounds. Where are you guys heading? What are you after?
Wow, we're headed to fucking sleep.
Sleep.
It's
Today
2 p.m.
sucks. Doesn't matter.
It's sleep. It's the perfect nap time. I'm
Adventure
gonna
for 17 minutes.
dogpile onto the bed and just out. I mean, if I die before tomorrow, then at least I'll die happy.
We're waiting
my
to
bed.
tomorrow. Today sucks.
You guys head back to the circus grounds. Oh, despite the severity of your wounds, or perhaps because of them, just flop. Don't even tend to them. Selwyn, are you gonna try to help these people throughout the day? Some or Artemis?
I
mean,
imagine
you-
we're both gonna do our best to heal everyone up to full before.
Yeah.
You'd
I will
spend
put-
Lizard Man's just down, and if you would allow it, I'm sure someone would follow after you and Zerg, trying to touch you up. Zerg,
It don't feel so good.
as you arrive back at the circus grounds, Ara, what are you doing?
What I always do, absolutely nothing useful. So
That's not true. You burnt that plant.
Weakness Fire 5 is a hell of a drug. That's pretty good.
hell of a drug.
Fire.
Arabus, this lizard man carries you, gently sets you outside your wagon, and then goes and just face
Are you
plants.
kidding me? Like that's no. I walk into my cabin with Arbus,
You
and
have a
just
wagon. It's
belly
not even like it's a cart more than a wagon. It doesn't
my
have a
cart, and I walk into my cart next to my bed. I flop Arbus down and then just flop on top of her.
Do you need me to not come in or what? I can,
Come here,
I'm gonna hold
Zig.
up bandages.
Zig.
You remember
happening?
me.
Zig, come here. Come here.
You're
Zig.
really heavy.
Zig, flop. We have room.
yes.
I'll like scoot against the wall. Zig, come on.
Now,
room.
Arbus's arms and face are just covered in clearly excruciating burns. All of her exposed skin has been seared away by this thing's digestive acid.
Yeah. Zig, come here and bring your oil.
Can you look at that yourself, Gray? Before these hooligans ruin you forever?
I will. That's probably a good idea. I will medicine myself. I'm gonna roll
May as
that
well
one.
have
Yeah,
battle medicine now,
medicine.
right? If we're staying in.
Medicine yourself, lad.
I'm tired of rolling ones. Can I have something that's not a one, please? No, thank you.
Two.
So with
I
the
forgot how to medicine Selwyn.
you're too out of it. Like you're in too much pain. You're too injured. Like all the skin on your hands is gone, like burnt down to its lowest layers. You can't do enough without blinding pain to really treat yourself properly.
Is that a battle medicine or just a normal medicine, Shinryu?
That was a normal.
You wanna
Alright.
wanna go for the battle one?
I'm gonna try my powder again.
Yeah, you put that powder all over your hands. Yeah, numb the pain so you can do some work.
Yeah.
Sniff
So
that
yeah, I
fucking
got
powder.
battle
Roll him, coach.
medicine.
Get in there.
Same thing again, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
coach,
Get in there.
know the play.
Get in there.
Oh my god.
It's just-
13.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Stuff
It's
usually
never enough.
works very well. I don't feel so well.
Someone want to try to treat Zerg?
I'll do it.
I'm the only
Worst
one.
case, I fuck him up.
Please
He's
don't.
well, 21. You get 2d8. I finally figured out how to heal this.
I
fucking
know
orc.
how to do medicine.
Yeah. 9
It's
health.
9 health
back to
back.
you.
So after an hour of trying to tend to yourself, Arabus, you can roll another one, and Selwyn, you can roll 2 more for Lizardman and Zerg.
let's see Arvis first, because she is better than this than me. There you go.
She can do it.
It's not
It just
so
takes
hard.
it's severe injuries. It takes her a little over an hour to really start trying to pull herself together. So over the rest of the afternoon, realistically, it's only 3 p.m. You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Over the rest of the afternoon, you lay in this wagon. Occasionally, various members of the circus come by to see you all heaped in here. Tulip and the professor expressing some concerns at the clear and fairly thick blood trail leading over to Zerg and Lizardman's cart, and the obvious, visible, absolute state of Arabis as she lays there basically burnt, almost down to the muscle, as you slowly work to heal. So, you'd be able, over the rest of the afternoon, to bring yourselves back up, I imagine. Arbus, do you want to do, you want to just roll 60/20s?
Okay.
Yes,
There
there's
you
no
go.
critical failures in there. You'd have a couple of critical successes. You would be able, over the rest of the afternoon, to both patch yourself back up and help Selwyn treat everybody else as you just kind of recover from what has certainly been the worst day. the worst day for the Circus of Wayward Wonders. We're going to put this particular wheel day, rip it out of calendar, ball it up, throw it in the trash. This day didn't happen. We'll come back at it tomorrow, refreshed, with our spells ready, hopefully in a better state.
Is there any potions all in town? I'd like to ask the professor.
The professor, well, I know they've a general store deeper in near the main western crossroads. For any hope of tinctures or potions, I figure that'd be your best bet. So you could head back into Varn Tarvel's shop.
Yep.
And you, of course, you are actually the only uninjured one here. You'd swing by. Varn, eye patch over his eye. Look up and down. What do you want?
Just a potion. Just a minor healing
Ain't
potion.
got invisibility, gnome. I gave you enough thieves' tools for one lifetime.
What?
Where's your handler?
I'm just asking for a potion, my good sir.
Mm-hmm. What for?
Potential crisis as we try to save this town. I had to use my one and only on my best friend today, so she didn't die. And I'd like another one in case that situation comes up again. While we're
There's some kind of whatchamacallit. Alibi of some sort. Did you kill her? I never met a trustworthy gnome in my life.
well, that's fair, I guess. Do you have a fucking potion or not?
Yeah, I got potions. Hold on. And he turns back up behind the main counter.
I love this dwarf.
I
He's my
fucking love him
favorite.
so much.
It's
I
my
love
favorite.
him.
And he comes around with a couple of things. I'm gonna regret this as I live and breathe. As the Rasta looks down on this world, this is gonna be one of the great mistakes he holds up to me in judgment. I
One
ain't
can
never
only
gonna
hope.
get that farm in Elysium. What do you want? I got healing potions. I got.
I like one healing potions and 2 bandoliers.
Why'd your big green fella break his already? He's awful large. I ain't got larger.
Well, no. I need one for me and one for my my druidic friend.
Well, you're
the
awful
human.
small. I ain't got smaller.
That's fine. I'm pretty sure I can handle it.
Alright. He heads back over the rack and pulls off 2 bandoliers, and those are just a silver piece each.
Hmm.
I got a healing potion.
Yes,
I
one
got it.
healing potion.
Advice. One of these. And he holds up what looks like a little crystal of purple and yellow fluorite. Just a straight hexagonal crystal, kind of rounded at each end. into a soft, sort of curved point. And it's punctured at one end, with a little bit of iron embedded into each side, and a very short, simple chain dangling out of it.
Same for you. It's for you to protect your friend, your keeper. I ain't gonna have a gnome on the loose. That ain't gonna be on my hands. Potency Crystal, you heard of him?
I have not in this case, no.
He just takes the potion and holds it out to you like flat, like he flips it over like it's a dollar bill and just holds it out.
What is the healing elixir? He's ain't magical. That's what I got. 3 gold
that's
pieces.
fine. 3 gold pieces? Alright. Sounds good.
The potency crystal here. 4 gold. You tie it onto one of your weapons. Attune it proper like simple magic. Even a gnome can do it. If you had some sort of need to protect your keeper, will it into action. Magic infuses a weapon, but only for a brief moment. Makes it stronger, more accurate, cuts better. Word to God, if you break into my shop with it, I'll have your hide.
Did your voice grow deeper?
I ain't gonna have a gnome running the loose on account of me.
I think I'll have to consult the rest of my crew before I make any such financial decision. But I'll take the potion and I'll take the 2 bandoliers.
Probably better I sell it to them anyway. This is a sign from Gazra. This is a bad idea. You come back with your friends. I don't trust gnomes.
And takes 3 gold pieces and hands you a minor elixir of life.
Yeah.
This is a little different than your healing potion you had before, because healing potion is magical. That's like a heal spell infused into a glass. That's like Pathfinder First Edition. An elixir of life is purely alchemical. There's no magic in this. This isn't a spell so much as it just accelerates your natural healing. It's going to heal you for 1d6 instead of 1d8, but it is also going to give you a +1 item bonus to saving throws against diseases and poisons for 10 minutes after you drink it.
Right.
But you got one of those for 3 gold, 2 bandoliers for a silver piece each. He's offered you a potency crystal for 4 gold pieces. Have we had a weapon talisman yet?
We have. I think I have one.
Okay. Potency crystal is a weapon talisman that will make your weapon significantly stronger for a brief period of time. So as you head back up to the rest of the group with your 1 potion emergency salvation potion and a bandolier to pack you and Arabis's healer's kits so this never happens again. To be fair, it wouldn't have helped her there because she cast the spell the first time and then failed the manipulate check the second time.
But for insulating the future.
Still probably worth having.
Yeah.
You turn these over to the group.
And I'd walk in and say, I have spent 3 gold of our shared wealth.
Okay.
What did you buy?
I bought another potion in case any of us are in the same situation again. I would have used it on any one of you. This time was Ray. So it's in the interest of the all.
I'm sorry I make you use your potion, Selwyn.
No, you are not sorry, and you shouldn't be. It's not your fault. It's all good. I did it without asking. I'm sorry, but I hope it's okay.
You care? I don't care.
I like potions. They taste nice, like raspberry.
They do taste like raspberry. You're right.
Yes, it's delicious.
I never thought of that.
Well, today was awful.
Yeah, this sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. Well, bedtime.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Going to
I'm
bed.
ready to sleep.
So it's certainly
good,
time
Gray?
to crash. for the evening.
Adios.
As you all eventually, some food brought to you by worried other members of the circus. Tulip making sure you're all fed, and Ulva making particularly certain that Zerg at least gets some meat to stay healthy and strong. The group of you just pass out for the night.
Thanks, Ilva. Thank you.
You awaken the next morning. Certainly worse for wear, but at least in no real mortal danger now. Painful, scarred, injured, but at full mechanical health. You're as well as you really can be, given the straits of things. You take your hour in the morning at sunrise to prepare your spells, polish up your weapons and armor, and keep everything well maintained. And set off for what exactly?
We didn't finish the mill, so the barn.
The barn.
Selwyn, before we go, I wanted to give you something before I've got eaten by a plant. I think it's customary in my tribe to, on the birthing festivus, to give your friends gifts. And I don't know when your birth festival day is, but I got you something, and I'm gonna pull out the painting from the bar with the lady.
What you would now immediately recognize was just a portrait of the two barkeepers. Like, you didn't know at the time Arvis, but it's very clearly the man and woman that were behind the bar.
Wait, where did you get this?
I forgot he had that.
I removed it from the room before the fight at the bar.
That's
Visible.
real nice of you.
That's awfully kind.
Oh,
But you know what we say about stealing from people who don't deserve it.
It's not stealing.
Give it
it's
to
a
people
gift.
who do deserve it.
yes,
Yeah,
like
it's a
that.
gift.
I thought this was the way of doing things.
Almost,
Yeah.
right? First you suss out, is it a piece of shit we're stealing from? And from there,
It was a piece of shit.
no, that was the dwarf. That was the bitch who haymakered me. But if you see this picture, those were the barkeepers. They're probably the one who owns this. See, there's this. Thievery is a very delicate skill,
Yes.
especially good thievery.
It's good thievery, though.
It's good. She did a good job. And you're
I
getting
didn't
it.
even know she took it. It's pretty
They
good.
did do a good job. Yeah, fair enough. I'm
Please,
not
thank you.
disputing that. It's just
Well, and you're
First-
not stealing it. You're just getting it as a gift, so you don't have to worry
It's a
about
gift.
stealing it.
It's not stealing anymore if I
Yeah.
give it as gift, right?
That sounds
it is.
about right.
No. That's being a politician. That's different. All right.
Politician.
Yes.
I'm allergic to those.
Yeah.
I
Everyone
don't,
is horrible people.
not sure what that. Okay.
But first, okay. So, we go over next time we case a joint. It might be today. It might be next year. I'll help you go over the beginning steps again, because there seems to be a few things that I ever skimmed over in my infinite wisdom.
You don't
forgot
like
about.
the painting.
I like the painting.
I don't think she
It's
likes
just-
the painting. We will get something else. I am sorry, Arvis.
It's the thought that counts, and that's what I appreciate. And I'll run off of the painting.
Oh, good job.
So,
Good job.
we're running off to, so
I'm running off to the bar, and I'm delivering this.
So someone takes their little family portrait and sprints back down to the Mad Monk. And there's nobody on the porch, surprisingly. Nobody there. But as you arrive and you push through the door, you just go in the front door, I assume, to try to return
Yep.
this as swiftly as physically possible. You push at the door, you see all of the muggers. Some of them passed out in various corners, some of them slumped over tables, like their hands over their heads. A couple of them sat up at the bar, barely awake. And Una, with her goat, was laying, just kind of got his little hooves curled up under him, squatted down next to the table. And Una,
Good morning to y'all.
all of them turn to look up at you at once with a mixture of terror and rage, or just outright confusion. Some of them probably don't even remember what happened yesterday, given the current state of, well, the day. And Una,
So it's just a brief visit. I'm just my friend in a bit of confusion accidentally took a painting, and I'll just run over to the bar counter, place the painting, and then sprint back out.
running past a bunch of the muggers who all just slack-jawed watch you, slap it on the counter in front of Rolf, the half-orc, and the woman there who's filling a
Terribly
drink.
sorry, by the way.
The man nowhere to be seen. Someone just looks down at it. Back up at you. What? When did you go in my room?
Look, I don't know. All right. I don't know where she gets it from. But
And
confusion solved. You got the painting. I'm sorry for damages. Sorry again. And excuse me, coming through. Someone walking out.
to the combined disbelief of the muggers, you just leave. That's actually it. You just leave.
I'm just out of here.
I tried to pop it up like 2 minutes ago, but Roll20 it just wholly disconnected. I think everyone just came back in.
So.
Yeah.
Do you want any interjection from Ilva?
No, you're good. You're
Right.
good. She's
Thank God.
also in near complete disbelief, and like he did actually just leave. You scamper back to the circus grounds before gathering everyone together and heading back down to the Happy Fun Times barn.
Yep.
The Happy Fun Times
I'll
barn. Yeah,
guarantee-
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now
That might have been the
10
single
times
scariest.
happier.
That might have been the single scariest thing I've ever done.
Arvis, you stay all the way back there. Yeah, I'm gonna stay up here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay up here and then zig, and then a couple feet, and then probably a rock, and then a tree, and
Well, you
then
You can arrange
it's
yourselves
gonna
however
be
you want
Selwyn.
here. You have plenty of space. Like I made the map much
Okay,
larger.
so Arvis, you go nope, keep going.
But I.
Nope.
Just
Yep,
take
go
yourself
further.
off the map. You're back at camp.
Further. Arvis,
Okay. Oh,
further back.
just keep backing up. Then.
Yeah. Further back. Okay, yep. Nope. Farther.
Is this
farther.
good here?
Nope. Keep going.
Okay, hold up.
I can't see anything.
You're
Yeah,
like
kids,
20
keep
feet
going.
away.
Gray, I think you're
Okay.
good.
Okay, that's good. Now,
No,
Selwyn. Now, Selwyn, if you could just go back a little bit.
That's gonna be a negative for me, Commander.
No, Selwyn, like just like 5 foot back.
Arvis is like 25 feet back from the party. Just
Okay, now Selwyn, just
Hello? What
just
does
like
he
4
say?
feet back. Just like 4 feet back, Selwyn. Just like
No.
another one.
All right, no, that's. I'll walk back up. That's quite enough. Thank you.
Okay,
I think
good.
I'll be
This
fine.
is acceptable. What do you think, Sig? This'll work.
This is good.
I think we can pull the back line a bit up further, and I'll wave him over a
Nope.
bit.
Stay back there.
so,
Back there.
so as you all reapproach the barn here, with a much heightened state of concern, what are we doing now? Is previously we were all kind of looking around for tracks of things, but after the shrubbery almost killed Arvis. Lizard Man, what are you doing?
I'm gonna take my Atlas out, and literally every bush, just go and thwomp down onto it. See if it moves oddly before continuing forward.
That's terrifying.
Zerg?
I still want to get flour for Ilva, so I'm going to go have a little look around for a flower
You
that's
have to
not
get
going to try
some
and
of the
eat
bushes.
me.
Wait, I
Before
actually have a great idea.
Lizard Man flattens them.
It's like I got a great idea. You can bring that giant plant to Ilva. She'll love it.
Is there
It's
anything left
certainly
of the
still
giant plant?
here. I mean, yeah, it's like cut to shreds and ripped open, but it's still a massive hulking thing. That's definitely still here.
Nothing says rugged romance like a giant charred corpse of a plant.
Is that how that works?
Certain animals try to impress their masters by bringing them giant, their catch. So this could be you trying to woo your mate. by
Look
bringing
at how
back
giant
your
that
kill.
prize
Everyone's
is.
still trying to convince Zerg while he's already trying to tear off the head. Like, oh, hi, listen.
I got it.
So with Selwyn's help, you're trying to rip off one of the heads, one of the like actual snapping pods.
Yeah.
I'll
With
help you cut it
Selwyn's
off.
help with some cutting, you end up with about a 3.5 foot across massive light trap pod. It's
Perfect.
surprisingly
Love it.
light. It's just huge.
Is there any check I can make to arrange this as like a nice flower
Craft.
like arrangement?
That would be craft for sure. Is that what we're doing right now? Well, Lizard Man is still thwomping bushes with his Atlas.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
mind
sure,
me.
why not? I'll
ahead.
do my best. Not very good at crafting. Oh,
Oh,
18.
very good at crafting.
Oh, an 18. So you gather some various wildflowers and just pretty things from around the near area and open the fly pod up and kind of prop it a bit with some sticks and little pine cones so it'll stay somewhat open and make a very surprisingly well-made little floral arrangement inside the huge maw of the flytrap pod.
Thank you. This is beautiful. I love this.
Where the hell was that ability yesterday?
I
Good.
think Ilva will
I
like
think
this
the
too.
bushes are safe too.
Meanwhile, as Lizard Man slaps a bush, a boot pops out of it.
A boot pops out of it?
So you hit the bush, and as the sticks move, it kind of flips a boot, sort of tumbles, flops over out of the bush.
I full tackle Zerg and the others back. Okay, go back. Not safe in the area. Area not secured. Yeah, keep the bouquet safe.
I think it's just a
Protect the
boot.
flower.
Okay, now stay back. I raise my shield. Go in, full shielded, crouch down. Go look at the
It
boot.
looks like a pretty high shin cowboy boot, which is caked around the top of it in dried blood.
Oh no.
Pouring through the shrub, you find its partner, which has been punctured in a series and then spread, the leather stretched but not quite ripped apart. In addition, there's a partially dissolved, wide-brimmed cowboy hat and a small steel pin that looks like a badge.
Oh,
Left under the bush with a snapping fly, next to where the snapping fly trap was.
I think what about found the missing family members?
I think we found the sheriff.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm an idiot.
Welcome to the West, boys.
what is that?
It was the badge. I guess I'd pick up the badge.
Yeah.
Pick it up and show
Oh,
the rest of the
the
party. I mean, the badge, while round, has an emblem of a six-pointed star, kind of raised
Yeah.
up and an engraving on it. It's not a stretch to assume this might be all that's left of the town's sheriff.
Ugh.
What's in the
Let's-
bar?
Let's see what we can find inside. Maybe we can find the rest of the family.
So the barn door is barred shut, but it's from the outside, as barns are wont to do. So it's just a massive wooden beam holding the doors closed. It's no trouble whatsoever to remove it from here. And again, what are your exploration actions? Selwyn, are you sneaking again?
I would like to peer it over, see for traps.
Okay, so you're seeking. Lizard
Yeah.
Man, are you still seeking? You're raising shield.
Ah, my shield is up, yeah.
Ara was scouting. Zerg and Arbus were seeking. Is this the same that we're falling back to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lizardman and Selwyn. Lizardman, Selwyn, and well, everyone's seeking but Ara actually. So you can all throw me perception checks.
No, I have my
That
shield up.
is-
Oh, shield up. Never mind. Selwyn, Zerg, and
That is a
Arbus.
10.
Throw me perception checks.
18.
And Zerg.
Sorry,
Perception.
perception. 16.
So as all of you approach the door here, there's a man with his shield up. It's a massive wooden barn door, and it's only so set in its frame. I mean, it's a huge lock, basically. There's gaps between the two bits of the door, and between the door and its frame, where it would, you'd think, be clearly visible if there's any kind of a tripwire or a latch or anything, really. You don't see any reason to believe there's any kind of shenanigans happening with the barn door. So, as Lizard Man, his
Yeah.
free hand,
Yeah, I guess I'd just open the door then.
yeah, removes the brace and opens the door leading inside. You don't immediately see anything. As you step in, you see the barn's 2 levels. It's a row of sectioned stalls, smaller on the left and much larger on the right, all with their gates hung in various states of ajar. There is a ladder to your left that leads up to the barn's loft, a walkway that kind of rings around all sides of the barn other than the western side above the smaller stalls. It's fairly dark. Not so dark you need light, but there's only sun trickling through the cracks between the planks and the barn's roof, lighting anything. You can see that the walls here covered with hooks and shelves for harnesses and all kinds of other simple animal equipment. As you step in through the door, you see lots of scorch. A lot more than what there was outside. A lot of the hay tossed around across the floor and piled up in front of one of the larger stalls here is blackened and charred where it's been burnt. And similar marks are all throughout the barn, seeming random.
Anybody there?
You hear
Anybody scorched?
You hear a sound as you call out. It almost just sounds like grating stone. As a creature pokes its head out from around the northernmost door on the large stalls, the cow stalls on the right. This thing looks like it's made of earth and mud with tiny little wings sprouting out of its back.
Oh, not to worry, guys. Nothing is in
And
here.
as he looks, you see two more faces pop out from the loft above you, peering down. Flames licking down the backs of their heads. Their faces much smaller, leaner, almost identical to the first Mephit you'd encountered in the river near Ariad's camp.
Nope, there's nothing in
But-
there.
but
I guess
on
we should
fire.
Just go.
But on fire. And as they all see you, the fire Mephits looking down kind of in confusion, the earth Mephit poking around the stall. There's a moment before you blurt out, well, there's nothing here, before the earth Mephit roars in a low, rolling, guttural tone and smashes the stall door open to start charging towards you through the barn. And that is where we'll pick up next week. More Mephits. I mean, you've dealt
Love those
with water
things.
Mephits and an air Mephit, so now it's only reasonable you deal with the two that are left. The fire Mephits and the earth Mephits. We gotta get all our elemental bases covered here. And besides, you don't want to fight them
the
today.
Avatar.
Every fight you have today goes horribly. You don't want to fight them today.
Yeah,
you want to
let's
fight
save
them
that.
next week.
We had one good fight, and then we had not good fights.
Yeah, you did
Somebody needs to watch
spectacular.
that back and go count how many ones and
I think
I
Lizard
know,
Man
that
actually
was
rolled 1 in
crazy.
4 hard ones. Like, I think he was
Yeah.
literally at a 25% natural one rate. Like, it was phenomenal how many natural ones Lizard Man rolled.
We
And
did
then I
quite
think
many.
everybody had at least 1 or 2 going on the
Yeah,
party. Meanwhile, Una and the goat are just pissing 19s and 20s. Like, that was... Their
Yeah.
hit modifiers aren't that high. Like, the
You
goat
live
only
by
has
the
+8.
dice.
He had like an 11 to hit most of you guys on his first swing, and he's just like, 19, 20, 18, 19. Like, well, I guess his goat's just fucking everybody up. Like, look at the bright side. Somewhere around low-level Rusty Dagger Shanktown, every adventuring party has their low point. I feel like that was probably our low point.
At
If
least
it
it wasn't
wasn't-
when our.
If it wasn't our low point, I'm fucking scared.
yeah.
At least it
me
wasn't
too.
when we were fighting the menagerie people.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
we did,
true.
hey, we
Awful.
did win that one. All right.
You
This
won the
was
one that counted.
Privately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no
And after
shame.
we run away from this thing, we're gonna be fine. We're just gonna run and leave this shit behind us.
Yep.
It'd be great.
Close that door and I guess head back to town.
Yeah. Piece of cake.
Well, I am gonna say I'm not confident in your abilities to outrun an earth mephit.
I can turn into a cat, and I can run pretty damn fast.
Well, oh, actually, no, they're not that fast. You can possibly run away from these things.
Look,
We'll
if we
figure
don't
out how
come,
we
we're not
decide
gonna
to
hit
deal
level
with
3.
this next week. But we've had our low point. You did it.
Yay.
You survived. Artemis didn't die. It was close, but you didn't. And next
Very
week,
close.
we'll come back rejuvenated, reinvigorated, ready to fuck. Thank you for hanging out, chat. Thank you guys for being here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.